Well, you had good session in the morning on inclusive instruction, how we can use our classrooms to be inclusive. But to make them really inclusive, we need something. You know, when you were students, once upon a time, when you were in classroom, you saw that you were able to study very well and do very well in your examinations under certain teachers, and under certain teachers you are not doing so well. Did you have that experience anytime? Yes. And that's what was the problem. The problem is not really with the teachers or with you as students. The problem is with the way we interact, the way we learn from each other, the way we learn from our teachers, the way we learn ourselves. So, today we are going to do something to find out what is yours, your particular learning style, the best way you can learn yourself. And once you know your best learning style, you tend to teach in that particular style when you are in the classroom. When you go to classroom, you teach the way you learned yourself. So your learning styles, now God is wonderful. He had made diverse people. He has made people with all different talents, different abilities, and we are some of those people who are different. All of us are not same. You know, it is said, diversity is the spice of life. And so we are all diverse people. We learn differently. And so it's best to know how we learn. How we learn. So that we can help our children, our students to learn well. So today we are going to take a test. A test to find out what is our preferred learning style. Now it is not the only learning style that we have. It is the preferred one. It is the dominant one. But there are other ways we can learn. There are so many different ways we can learn. But there is one particular style you will find that your preference is that. And that is the way we learn best. So as a teacher, what is your learning style is what we are going to find out. So let me give you those papers where you can do as I tell you to proceed. Okay? All material managers, please come and take the number of sheets. You need to take 2 sheets. There are 2 different sheets. Oh. My. How do I stop this? I want to get. I want to change this one and go to the next.
Next slide.
Not slide. I want to go to the different, this one. This. slide. I want to end that slide. This one. Now there is this picture that I want to show. This one, yeah. Well, you have this paper, everyone? Okay. Now what we are going to do here, I don't know if you can see it clearly here, but it's the same thing that you have in your hand. Okay? Now what we are going to do is this. Here you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now under each one of them, there are 4 blocks. 4 squares are there. And in the 4 squares, there are, under each square there is a word. It may be a noun or an adjective. Don't worry about the noun or adjective. Now what we are going to do is, there are four words there in one column. In one column there are 4 words. You are going to read those 4 words and do not think what you would like to be or what you ought to be or what you should have been. No, not like that. Go to your inner self and see, I am this. Okay, I am myself this one. Not I want to be this one, but I want to be this one. And then there are 4 words. If the one that you are you are thinking that you are most likely that kind of person, put 4 for that. That particular word you put 4. And then the next likely you are put 3. And the second likely put 2. And the least likely what you are among those 4 words, you put 1. So like that you will go through each column doing that. You will go to the second column and then read the 4 words and see which word describes you the best. And that will be 4. The one that describes you the best will be 4. The next one that describes you, it will be 3. And the second most one, 2. And the word that least describes you will be 1. So like that we are going to do for all 10 columns. Please go ahead. Only 4, 3, 2, 1 you have to put. 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay? Alright. Do not think too much. Otherwise then you will keep changing your ideas. The one word that comes to your mind first, put that as 4. This is what I am likely. Do not have debate whether I am this or that or that or that. No. Any word that comes to your mind first, put that as 4. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. You didn't get the paper? Paper I have there. Here. Yeah. The word you think first, This is the one I am. Put that as 4. Anyone has a question? Did you understand what to do? No, go vertical down. 4. Vertical down. 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3. But you read the words and see which one describes you the best. That you put as 4. Best. Then the next one that describes you 3. Then 2 and then 1. Least is 1. This is the I am not like this. That is 1. So 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, go down the all 10. On all 10 sets you do. Now first one word will be 4, then 3, 2, 1, whichever. Then 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't think too much. Then you will be debating whether I am this or that. Whatever comes to mind first, I am like this, put 4. I am like this, next, 3, 2, 1. Then read the next set of words, again go, 4, 3, 2, 1. Finished? Okay, good. Is it working? Oh, yeah. Oh, what happened? There it is. Yeah, connection. Okay. Everybody done? This side? What you are best, just put 4. Please complete it. Without that, we will not know what is your learning style. The first thought that comes to your mind, put 4. I am like this. Read the 4 words. I am like this. Put 4. Then next. Then 3, 2, 1. We should not take long time. Do not think too much. Then you will never get it right. Ma'am, you are behind. You have to finish the whole thing. 10 sets. It is nice to know what is your learning style. Okay, if you have finished, yeah. Yes, if you have finished, then we are going to add, you add all the A's here and put the number. Oh man, that is not very stable. Bluetooth connection.
Not
It comes and goes. Okay. Oh, gone again. Well, we can keep it there only, don't worry. No, we can't function like this. On and off. Okay, next what you do is you add these numbers. All the five numbers and put the number there. Then next all these five numbers and put it there. Okay, so sideways you add all the numbers. Each one of them. Vertically add all of them. Okay, have you put all the numbers? All right. If you have added all of them sideways, then you have to add them vertically down. Here, we will not be able to function like this. See here, you vertically down, you add everything. Two numbers. Two numbers you add down vertically and put them. Now when you add four numbers together, it should become 100. If it is not 100, that means you have done mistake somewhere. Total should be 100. Here, this. Oh yeah, here down. Yeah. Down there are four numbers. There's these four numbers here. Here, these four numbers. All these should be added together and it must be 100. 100. If it is not 100, then there is a problem. Is it 100, sir?
yes, sir.
Oh, good. Oh, why there is so many lines?
This one is
Yeah, yours you have to draft. Yeah. Does it add up to 100? 100. 100. Down there should be 100. Yeah. 98, that means you did not add correctly these numbers.
outside of normal.
So this number will change now, down here, it's 24. It will be different. Did you all get 100? Did you get that paper? Did you finish addition and all? It adds up to 100? This way 100? Okay, good. Now we have to plot it on the graph. There I can see that already. Yeah. So you plotted already? You put the numbers already there? 29, is that 29 or 28? 29, okay. And then 30, AS 30. Put there 30. Then you put the point there, 30. Then 16, you put the points there and then connect them just like this. Yeah. Plot the numbers. Yeah. Okay. The one that is most pointed on the graph, you have to plot the graph now. Okay. Make the graph. Put the points that you have there. CS, not that. Yeah, 27. Yeah, you have to connect all those points with a line. Please connect all those lines. Oh, this is your now. Okay. Have you all connected the points on the graph? Did you put the numbers on the graph? All done? Yeah, put the these numbers. Oh, you did not add correctly these numbers.
No, I checked, double checked, sir. No, but still 96 overall. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm poor
3.
in math.
Yeah, this is correct. This one is wrong.
Wrong? Yeah. 12 plus 4. That's why. Ito pala, hindi pala ko check.
Did you put the points? Now connect those points with a line. Just like the one, the diagram is there like that. Same like before. That way, this.
Leaning to the right.
What are these points here?
That's my mistake.
Mistake. Oh, I see. Okay. The one that is, have you finished pointing? Yeah, now you have to connect this line to there. Yeah, connect all 4 points, you connect just like how they connected. You are connected already? Yours is pointing here more, eh? Abstract sequential. Connect from where you are. Okay. Now, do you have 100? Now you put here these numbers. CS is this one. 23 is where between 20 and 25. Here point will put a point there.
Oh, so this is, I'm going to point like that.
Yeah, 23.
I will make,
And 33, you put 33 there.
so ACS here.
Ah, 23. Yeah. Yes. 33. Yeah. That's right. AR. 23. And CR 21. Yeah. Then you connect now. Yeah. Okay, have you all done now? Are you done here? Okay, everybody? Anybody is left behind? Okay, all drawn. You have to draw the picture. Yeah, put the numbers and connect. Okay, have you done that? All right. Now, which is the pointed end, the farthest away? Which is the number that is highest? Okay, different people will have different number. Okay, so that is your preferred learning style. That is your preferred learning style. The one that is the pointed, most pointed. Now, that does not mean that you do not have other learning styles, because there are points there also. So you will see. Okay, please pay attention. I am explaining to you now what you have done. Yeah, please pay attention. There is, the one that is most pointed, the one that has the highest number out of those 4 numbers, that is your preferred learning style. However, that does not mean that other 3 learning styles are not yours, because there also the points are there, but in a lesser degree. The one that is the highest highest point, or the most pointed end, is the one that is preferred learning style for you. However, you learn with other learning styles also, but this is the preferred one. Now we are going to study what happens. Now, how many of you are, let us say, CS? How many have the highest? CS is the highest. CS, let us see CS people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 people are CS. Okay. Then how many have highest? AS. AS is the highest. AS. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 AS. Okay. Then we have, how many have AR? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And how many are CR? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 people are concrete random. 6 people are concrete number. Do you know which was the highest? CS. And that is always true. Anywhere you do this test, you will find CS are the concrete sequential are the most. People most are concrete sequential. Then the others follow. AS, AR, CR. But most preferred is concrete sequential. And you are also very close, concrete sequential and abstract random. Very near. So now we are going to study what are the characteristics of these. Okay. So we are going to go to, now this is of no use actually. This one is, Oh. Let us put that old thing and take it there. This is not functioning. Let us put the return this whole thing there. Yeah, take it back there and remove this.
We will replace the
Old one. This is not good. Oh, it has to be there. Here, this one I think. Ah. Okay. Now, here you will notice this is the person, Anthony Gregorek. He is the one who developed this style and he has done lot of studies on this, with lot of people, and he has come to these words and come to this chart. And then he said in 1984 he developed these learning styles. And we are going to study what he means by these learning styles and how does it affect us and how does it affect our students. All right. So now let us see, because this is very important. It is very good for you to know this for your children's sake at home and for your students in the classroom. All right. Now let us see. All of us have two types of preferences. Two types of preferences all of us have. What are those? What is the meaning of preference? Preference means the way we acquire knowledge. What are the ways we can get knowledge and internalize it? How do we acquire knowledge? Okay, the two preferences are there. Okay, the first preference is perceptual preference. Perceptual preference. This is how do you grasp knowledge or perceive information. Perceptual preference is how you grasp knowledge and perceive the information around us. When you look around, how do you grasp knowledge? That is perceptual preference. And the other preference is ordering preference. Ordering, how you prefer to organize or process information. How do you order your information? So two preferences there. How you get the information and how you order the information. Getting it and ordering it so that we can remember, we can internalize it to ourselves. So he says there are two preferences and everybody agrees that we have two preferences. How do you get the information and how you order the information. Now each one of them also has two parts. Okay, like for example, perceptual preference. There are two types of perceptual preference now. Okay, perceptual preference, there are two types. What are those two types of perceptual preferences? One, concrete perception and abstract perception. Concrete and abstract perception. Okay, that means you are able to get information with your senses, that is concrete. With your senses you get information, that is concrete. You get information of things around you, you are aware of it, and all this is perceived through your senses. That is collecting information, concrete information. Abstract information, something like what is faith, what is love, these are all abstract concepts. We cannot perceive, we cannot touch them, feel them or sense them and all that. So these are the concepts that are abstract concepts. So abstract concepts and concrete concepts, there are two kinds of concepts. Then how do you order information? Ordering preferences, there are two types of ordering preference. Okay, how do you order information? Two types. One, sequential, and the other one is random. Sequential is you have numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, you have a sequence. And other one is don't care the sequence. Any way you order, any way you want, you can put the information. Okay, so that is random information. Now let us see what is concrete perception. Go through the concrete perception. I am taking you step by step so that you will understand very well what is your preferred style. Okay, so concrete preference, concrete perception, you registered information through your senses that we talked about. Concrete information comes through your senses, 5 senses. Okay, so that is how we get information. Next, some prefer seeing, some hearing, some touching, some tasting, smelling, and some combination of 2 or more of these. So some can have combinations of touching, smelling, and that's how we teach our children also when they are small. In kindergarten, we show them apple, picture of apple, real apple, then they touch the apple, then sometimes we say, okay, you can taste it, this is your apple now, taste and see how it tastes, so you know what the apple is like. So that's how they perceive things. So perception of concrete type is this one. You look for the obvious. Concrete people look for the obvious. Okay, so that is, you are not looking for the hidden meaning or making connections between ideas and concepts. Like for example, if somebody is not a concrete person, and if you say to your girlfriend, you look like a moon to me, she will say, you mean moon? She is a concrete person. She will say, moon has so many holes and it has craters and all that. You mean I look like a crater? Because she looks at the obvious, not the hidden meaning behind. Okay, so the hidden meaning is not seen by the person, concrete person. They see the obvious, what is there. Okay, what they see, not a poetic kind of person. If the poet talks about something, concrete person has hard time understanding it. Okay, so then here it is. You may be called number cruncher, because those who work with numbers, mathematics, numbers, they come to the exact answer. They don't have any hidden meaning there. No hidden meanings. Anyway you calculate, come to answer, you know this is the right answer. There is no two ways about it. No two interpretations for that number. You take facts, details, and put them together to make the whole. So you collect the information, put it together, and then understand how the whole thing works. You come to the concepts afterwards. Okay, so it's a deductive reasoning. If certain characteristics are present in a thing, you know that that is the thing. Like for example, if there is certain amount of water, certain amount of lemon, certain amount of sugar, then we know, you taste it and you know that it is lemonade. You know the name lemonade after tasting it. So that is what, when you see certain characteristic of something, then you know what it is. So first the facts, then the conclusion. Okay, so that's how you work with these people. You look at the trees and then together see the forest. So you look at the trees first. Oh, here are the trees, okay. So many trees, is it? All right, this is the forest now. So they don't look at the forest first, they look at the trees first and then look at the forest. So these are the concrete perceptions. Abstract perception, the person who sees abstract things, what are the things, what kind of person is this one? It allows you to understand ideas, qualities and concepts that cannot be seen, obvious, abstract. You cannot see. Ideas, concepts, which you cannot see. Okay? That is the kind of thing. You use your intuition and imagination. These abstract thinkers have imagination. They imagine things, they intuitively think, and they come to certain conclusions. Intuitions, okay? Then you are looking beyond what is seen and to the hidden meanings. You look at the hidden meanings, okay, beyond the obvious. So that's where the poet comes in the picture. Okay, beyond the so the poets write all kinds of things. Okay, you look like a flower, you are so beautiful that it is beyond comparison. You look like an angel. So when you tell somebody you look like an angel, that means what? So suddenly concrete sequence will say, but I don't see any wings. Concrete person will say, I don't see any wings if you're angel. But angel, when you say you look like an angel, this abstract person can imagine. Yeah, she is an angel. He's calling me something good. Okay. And then when somebody says, you know, you look like a blossom. So, blooming blossom. All right. All right. So that is this abstract thinking. Abstract thinking. So your parents thought carefully giving you name. Next, you believe in something not seen. Like your faith. You believe in something not seen. Faith, hope, love. You don't see any of those, but you believe. You see the evidence of those things, but you don't see the thing itself. Like when you say love, you see the evidence of love, but you don't see love itself. What is love? Okay. Like Sherlock Holmes. Now you know about Sherlock Holmes? Yes, like Sherlock Holmes, you can imagine, put facts together, think and come to conclusions. Sherlock Holmes always came to conclusions. If you have read the stories about Sherlock Holmes, he is a detective. He will sit and think, these are the facts. Who could be the murderer or who could be the thief? He will come to the conclusion by thinking. All right. So here we have, you can be a future philosopher, but you can still work with mathematics. You can still work with mathematics. You know, you have been in a math class when you are in school, or you may be teaching Pythagoras theorem or Pythagoras theorem. You teach in high school Pythagoras theorem. Yes, when you teach Pythagoras was a mathematician, but he was also a philosopher. He was also a philosopher, Pythagoras. He started a cult, philosophical cult, which believed in eating vegetarian food. So much so that they did not even eat beans and any legume, that like peanuts and all that. Any of such things his followers did not eat, because they thought when you open it, there is a small thing inside, and that is like an embryo. So that means it is not vegetarian, according to you. So when you open a peanut, you see a small thing, or when you open a cashew nut, you see a small thing inside. That is, according to him, is an embryo. And so his followers never ate those things. They were so he was a philosopher. He is the one who gave the meaning for the song, you know. Our hymnal has which one? This is my Father's world. You know that hymn? This is my Father's world. And he said, you know, music of the spheres. There is a phrase there called music of the spheres in that song. What is the music of the spheres? These planets that are going around. And he says there is a music. When they move around, they make a sound. And that is the music of the spheres. You know, he was a philosopher. He thought way ahead of his time. And then we have here, you look at the forest first, then the trees. Now these are the other way around. Forest you see first and then the trees. Okay? The concrete people, they see the trees first and then they say, well, there are so many trees, this must be a forest. But you see the forest first and then you say, oh, this is a big forest. What kind of trees does it have? Then you go and look for the trees. This has this kind of trees, Nara tree, this tree, that tree, mango tree, all kinds of trees there. Okay, so these are the kind of people here. You ask what if questions. What if? Why something is happening? You ask the questions such as why. Now, what if the, now sometimes they ask crazy questions such as why, what if sun rose from the west? What will happen if sun rose from the west? What if? So such questions these people ask. Some questions do not have answers. Some questions will have answers but which are not complete. But they keep on asking questions. Why like this? Children are like this. At home, they keep on asking questions. What if this happens? What is that happens? What? You know, they will drive you crazy sometimes. So that is because they are learning. They are trying to be, for them many ideas are abstract. They cannot understand. Now sequential people. Okay, sequential people, there are order. What kind of people are these sequential people? You organize information in a linear step-by-step manner. Okay, you are very organized. Step-by-step manner you put things. You follow logical train of thought. You want logical train of thought. Like somebody is telling you a story and they tell story and they say, oh, but I forgot to tell you something. Then they go back and start somewhere in the middle. This is what happened at this time. And then they tell story, and then again afterwards say, but you know, there was something else that happened before this. And they go back. You get crazy. You say, don't tell me story anymore. This is not in sequence. You are telling me here and there, there and there. I am not able to connect the thoughts. It is all confusing to me. Okay? They do not like the stories that are going back and forth, back and forth. So everything should be sequential, going in order. You are neat and tidy. You keep things in order and have lists and outlines in a numbered form. You make timelines for the tasks. I am going to finish this in 1 hour. After that I will do this. After that I will do that. You know, everything is in order. You make lists of things that you are going to do today. You are going to make a chart for things to be achieved. Within this month I am going to achieve these things and all that. So this is very orderly way of functioning. You brainstorm in organized and orderly manner. Brainstorming, organized and orderly manner. You are a planner. You plan things very well. You are a planner. Okay. Oh. So that person is very, very structured. The structure is there. All things have to move according to order. Structured person. You know, we have 2 sons. The second one is this kind, the structured person. Everything is in order. His table when he was younger, his table at home was always in order. Pen here, pencil there, notebooks here, textbooks here, all his assignments are made. And he never liked us to touch this or that, anything. Anything his mother goes and says, let me arrange this one, he gets upset. Don't touch my things. They are in order. So that is the kind of person he is, the second son of ours. Okay. And then now here is the random person. You organize information in chunks and in no specific order. There is no specific order. Everything goes, anyhow it goes, but they know what they are doing. Okay. You skip steps in procedure and still produce the desired result. You can do things fast, and people will not understand what you are doing, but at the end, the product is correct. Right. You know, Albert Einstein was like that. Everybody thinks he was a great mathematician, but he was not. He was like this kind of person. He would think of certain problem, and he will know what is the answer. But in between, he doesn't know how he got that answer. So when people ask, what did you do to get that answer? We can't believe that the answer is correct. Like he made the theory of relativity. And in theory of relativity, that is a big theorem is there. And so that theorem runs for pages and pages. But he doesn't know. He only made that theory, but he doesn't know how he came to the answer. But he came to the correct answer. He said if you move with the speed of light, you will disappear. You will not be seen. If you move with the speed of light, your existence will not be there. You disappear. But what happens? Your mass, or weight you call it, becomes infinitely large. Now it is illogical. How can, when you are not there, how your mass will become more? But that's what he says. It is possible. That is how the conclusion. And he gave the formula for that at the end. This is what will happen. How did you get it? I don't know. That's what he'll say. I don't know. Now if you don't know, then this is not correct. Then what he did was he employed all mathematicians. He will tell them the problem. He will say, you do whatever you want. This is the answer it should come to. And so they will work out and come to that answer that he has. They are the mathematicians he carried with them. They knew how to come to the end. But he never knew how to get to the conclusion. So there are people like that. They can do things. Did you ever have a student like that? Who can do quickly a math problem or quickly come to the answer, and then you say, how did you get it? Well, I got it. I got the answer. This is the answer. And what are the steps? Can you tell the steps we used? What steps? Why do you need steps? We need the answer. So there is the answer. I had a student like that when I was teaching high school in 1970s, I was teaching high school. So in high school, when I had a student in 8th grade, I had a student, very smart in mathematics, just like that. Before you can finish the question, he had the answer. He was so quick and he would do mathematics so well. And I was a math teacher, math and physics, that was my line. So I used to teach, but I used to get very upset with him. Because before I can finish, he is telling the answer. He has not given me chance to ask others, what is the answer, how to do this one. Before that, no raising hand, nothing, he will just tell the answer. And so I had to tell him, be quiet, don't, unless I ask you, don't answer. Just sit quietly. And he's always right, okay? That is the problem. He is always right when he gives the answer. So this was happening again and again in the class. And so I would give them work to do. You solve these problems, okay? The seat work, go around and see the activity, how they are doing. He is done already. Before I can make a round, he has finished everything. And he is walking around, disturbing everyone. Going there and saying, what are you doing? That is wrong, man. What are you doing? Don't you know? Use your brain. They used to get very angry with him. They used to say, you go away. Don't tell us anything. So he will go and disturb everybody. But his answer sheet is ready. All done. Everything is done. He was really a pest in my language. But he was very smart. Very smart with mathematics. And so one day I told him, raise your hand. Anybody has answer, raise your hand. And I'll point at somebody, that person only will answer. So even if everybody raises hand, I am not going to ask everybody. 1% I will ask. So he will listen and he will say, okay, I'll ask the question and I'll say, okay, now raise your hand if anybody knows the answer. He will raise a hand and answer also. Same time he'll give the answer. Raise hand and answer. I said, but I didn't ask you. Sir, I know the answer. So one day I got so angry with him. The worst mistake in my life I did while teaching math. When she answered like that, I got so angry with him. I caught his hair, pulled him up, turned him around and kicked him at the back. And the poor fellow, small fellow he was, he fell down on his face on the ground and he began to cry. He was so embarrassed and he began to cry. Very smart guy. but began to cry. And then I lifted him up and I said, I am really sorry for doing this. But you made me angry, so angry and all that. He didn't say anything. He sat quietly in his chair. But you know what happened? That is the worst thing the teacher can do. From the next day, he never spoke one word in my class. Whatever questions I asked, he never gave the answer, never raised his hand, just kept quiet. That is I used to say, come on, Amio, tell what is your answer? Nothing. He will do the question and keep quiet there only. He will never say anything. Isn't that very bad? I said, you say something. Say. He never said anything. The whole year he never said anything. Isn't that really bad? That is really sad thing. That doesn't mean he did not become anything. He grew up. I kept a tag on him as to what he is doing. He became a great engineer. The chief engineer to build dams, build bridges. He was the chief engineer for those things when he grew up. He is really good engineer. Huge dams on the water. He was the chief engineer for those things. Very good mathematics. But in class what I did to him was not good. He was like this kind of person. Abstract, a random guy. He would never be able to tell you the steps for the answer. But he knew what he was doing. He was really good. Next, let's see. You move from one idea to the next and back again. And you can, or move from one idea to many other ideas. So these people, can go back and forth in ideas to connect them, to make sense out of them, and so on. So these are the things. These are the people you will find, the random people. They are this kind of the idea people. This is the kind of person, our first son. We have two sons. Second son, I told you, concrete, orderly, everything is in order. First one, random. You go to his desk in the house, all the books are piled up here and there, notes, anything you want to see, you will never find anything there. But he knows where to find what is there. He was very good at that. He was a random guy. He was very good at finding anything. Whenever you told him to study, don't worry, daddy, I will pass. And so at the end, he will do very well in the examinations. Top. Both of them did very well. So it is not that one is bad and the other is good. The sequential fellow, he is also very good in studies. He is a surgeon. He is in, and surgeons need to be orderly. They should know what procedure to follow. He is a surgeon. He is in UK, pediatric surgeon, doing very well. Okay, in the hospital. The first one is a random guy. He keeps inventing things. He is new procedures. He is also a surgeon. He is oncology surgeon. He does cancer surgeries, liver transplant, robotic surgery. He does all sorts of things. And he is well known throughout India. And even abroad people come to him very often. But he is a random guy. Both are different. We were wondering how they are going to survive. But both are successful in whatever they are doing. So it doesn't matter what preference you have. You write on the margins of the book or journal, your mind maps or bubble clusters. While you are reading your book, you will write something at the margin so that you can remember. Some bubble diagrams, some ideas, something or the other. Your notebooks or your textbooks are all marked here and there, such randomly done. On the whole, you are a messy learner. Okay? You cannot order in a clustered, structured way like a sequential learner. But you are comfortable with it and you learn well. You are comfortable with it. When anything random, you are comfortable. For example, you ask this person, when you get up in the morning, make your bed. Don't simply leave like this and run out. Messy bed. And what is their answer? But why do I have to fold my bed sheet? Why do I have to fold my comforter? Why not? You have to fold and keep. No, but tonight I am going to come back and sleep again. I don't have to fold anything. I just have to get inside the comforter. I don't want to fold. Why should I fold? Extra time waste folding all these things. I can just come next day, sleep, again following day come and sleep there. No need to fold. So these are the people. These are the random guys. Do not want to follow order. You are impulsive person. You do things on impulse. Suddenly you get certain idea, start doing that. Suddenly you get certain idea, you start doing that. It is not, you are not planner. You don't plan this one first, next one this. Those people do whatever comes to their mind first. This one I am going to do now. Next, okay, now I finish this one. Whatever next comes to mind, they will do that. So these are the people. Okay. If you want to find out if your spouse or a friend is a sequential or a random person, you can do this. To find out whether your spouse is a sequential or random. What you can do? A simple test. Here. Place some books on a table in a scattered manner and ask them to arrange them as they like. Arrange these books as you like. Tell your spouse or somebody, arrange the books you like. And you see, if they leave them as they are, or fan them around a little bit here and there, and leave them scattered only, then you have a random person. You have a random person with you. They will leave it as it, oh, it looks all right to me. What is there to do? Or they will simply take and put this one there, that one there, and leave it similarly. Then you have got a random person. But if they decide to pile up the books or place them in certain specific order, like fat books down, thin books up, like that, if they put it in an orderly manner, then you have sequential person, sequential thinker. Any fan-like design or anything. Okay, so that is sequence. Or if you want to find out your child, or have your child clean his or her closet. A closet, what you do? If she works with one shelf at a time, then that is a sequential person. If your child takes out one shelf first, then arranges everything. Then second shelf arranges everything. But if your child takes out all the things from every shelf, puts them all down, then starts arranging, you got a random person there. Okay, all right. But if shelf by shelf, if they do, then they are very sequential, orderly way of doing things. Okay, so you have the person, they are random persons. Now we come to your learning styles. What Gregor did was, he took that sequential and perceptions and sequence, order. Perception and order, he took together 4 things and then combined them together to find out what kind of people we are. So here we are. Concrete sequential, CS. Concrete person and sequential person. Senses, learning from senses and everything in order. Sequence. That is concrete sequential. Then we have concrete random. That means you use your senses, but you are a random person. You do not care for the order, but you are concrete. You like ideas taken from your senses, but you do not care. Do not care for the order in which they come. Then if it is abstract sequential, you think about abstract ideas, but you put them in order, sequence your ideas in order. Okay? Or you have the 4th one, abstract random. Your abstract ideas are there and you are completely random also. Okay? Now what are the characteristics of these people? Now you can think about yourself as to what kind of person you are. As a preferred learning style. Doesn't mean that is the only style you have. You have all 4. You saw that it goes to all 4 corners here and there. But one is longer. That means that is your preference. All right. Now what happens here? See. Concrete sequential. You like order because you are sequential. Correct? You like order, logical sequence, directions to follow, predictability, having facts, and step-by-step instruction. You want step-by-step because you are sequential, you want all these things. Step-by-step instructions are needed. So when you buy something, a table, then you look at that paper that is there. Where are the legs? How the legs are connected? You follow step-by-step sequence and get your table ready. Okay, anything that you do sequentially. All right, and then you are here and now, and don't want to deal with big ideas or concepts because you are a concrete person. You want senses to be used for your ideas. You like organized, stable, and productive work. Okay, that is good also. You like organized, stable, and productive work. You like to see the details first, then the forest. Okay, that we saw before. You like to see things done in a particular way and you stick to it. If you are a concrete sequential, you like to see the things done in particular way. This is the way, this is the plan to follow. If somebody likes to disturb your plan, you don't like that person. You move aside. This is the way it should be done. It should be done this way. Only. They are very strict about what they like to do because they know the sequence. You are a perfectionist. You like to do things well. You like to make sure that the things are done properly and in order and done well. You are a perfectionist. If it is not well done, you give it back to the student and say, do it again. This is not right. It's not to my liking. Perfectionist. Okay? And then you like detailed instructions for workbooks, lab manuals, guided practice for learning new skills, also detailed lesson plan with timed schedule. So when you make a lesson plan, you say 5 minutes for this, 2 minutes for this, 10 minutes for this, so that 40 minutes are occupied for your classes. Your lesson plan is all timed, so that you do not want to spend any time more here or there. You can complete your lesson plan. These are concrete sequential people. They like to do this well. You enjoy lectures that follow a sequence. When somebody is giving you ideas, you like to listen to them, follow it properly. Okay, when a sermon is there on Sabbath day, if the preacher is going here and there and back again and here and there, you don't like to listen. You say, what is the way, where is he going? I don't understand where is he going. Okay, so that they want sequence, orderly way. You may become engineer, scientist, or very good doctors because you follow sequence. Okay, you can become engineer, scientists, or very good doctors. Teachers also. Teachers like to be sequential. Okay, now let us go to next. Concrete random. What do concrete random people do? Okay, they are concrete. That means what? What does that mean? Concrete means what? Learning from senses. And they are random. Doesn't matter which order things come. You like experimenting, taking risks, using intuition, divergent thinking, creating things, taking things apart and putting them together, trial and error, and flexibility. You like flexibility because you are a random person. Okay, and you like to creative thinking. Okay, you take things apart and put them together. These are the people. They can take apart their mixie which is not working, and they can put it back again. They are the ones, the fixers. Okay. You collect facts before trying imagination and spontaneity. So what they do is collect facts. Why they collect facts? Because they are concrete. They want facts first. And then they will put them together to make, then they try to imagine things because randomness. How can I put these facts together to make something? Okay. You like to play hands-on games, simulations, and some problem solving, flexibility, and variation with end results. You want end results to be there. So they like simulations to play with, they like games, hands-on games, and so on. You see trees before the forest and make the forest as you think it should be. That is the thing. Not only trees before the forest, but then you imagine how the forest should look like. You see, like you look at the clouds and you see the clouds pieces here and there and there and there, and you put the clouds together and see, oh, I can see a rabbit there. You see things as you want them to be. You imagine in things. Imagination comes because of randomness. Okay? You make your own rules for games. That is the thing. You make your own rules for the games. Alright? Legos can be used with instructions to build or with building ideas of your own. Like you take the Legos and there is a booklet there, how to make a car, how to make this, how to make that. You can follow that instruction. Or you can simply throw away the paper and make your own. Make your own things with the Legos. Okay? That also is possible. You will be good mathematicians, excellent engineers and scientists also. Okay? That is possibility. Abstract sequential. Now abstract, that means idea people, idea, concepts, some things that are not concrete. Okay? So idea people but sequence. They like the order. Ideas but in order. You like structure, well organized information, stepwise logic to analyze situations, or thinking abstract ideas to think ahead. So what they do is they like to think ahead. They take abstract ideas but arrange them in order. Okay? You see forest before the trees. You like to see concepts and ideas, then think of how they are built. Okay? So you look at the concepts and say, well, now what sense can I make out of this? How are they built? How did somebody come to this particular theory? You look at a theory and you say, how was this theory built? What are the ingredients in that particular theory? What made somebody think the way they thought? Example, you think of making a good lemonade and then work on what combination of ingredients will make it the way it should be. Okay, you say, I am making a lemonade now. Then what you do? You make combination, put a certain amount of water, certain amount of lime, and certain amount of sugar, and then you say, oh, this is too sweet. Then you make again, and when it comes to a certain consistent level, you say, this is now good lemonade. So that these are the people, sequential. They follow a certain order of doing things, but they imagine how the lemonade should taste like. You question what if and why, I said already with you, with variations of same question, yet look at the precise answer in an organized manner. So they are looking for a precise answer in an organized manner, asking what if question. You like to hypothesize. You research and test big ideas. So you like to do research and hypothesis building. You make a research question, then make an hypothesis. Okay, is there a significant difference? Is there a relationship and all that? So you love philosophy, lectures, books, guided study, syllabus. You like to make syllabus, proper order and all that, sequential. You may become a philosopher, scientist or an inventor. There are possibilities of becoming philosopher, scientist or inventor. Abstract random. Okay, let us move through this one. Abstract random. Now if you are an abstract random, there are some of you are abstract random. You are abstract as well as random. That means you are not working with concrete things. You like abstract ideas, but they are not put in proper order. They are random. You use imagination, emotional connections to build relations. Okay. You like to listen to others. You are a people person, You like to meet people, you like to talk to people, you build relations, you avoid conflicts, you do not like conflicts. You break big concepts into small parts and thus open for endless possibilities. You see lot of possibilities in small instruction. And tomorrow when you work with assessment, you will learn more about this. How to break ideas into smaller concepts. Okay, now here, you like group work and socialization. These people like group work, working in groups, and they like socialization, being with other people and talking things over. You like to reflect on possible answers without time restraint. You don't like time restraint. You do not say, okay, in 10 minutes you finish this. They don't like that. Don't give me time restraint. I will do what I like to do. Okay, and in my own time. You like chaos and scattered ideas to think through for possibilities. Okay, you take the scattered ideas and see what possibilities are there now. What all things I can do with these scattered ideas. You don't like to make your bed on getting up because you are going to sleep there anyway. Okay. Yeah. They don't like. Why to make bed? You are going to sleep there anyway. Again. You can find what you want in pile of things. There will be pile of things. Everybody else will look at it and say, this mess I cannot see what it is. But these people can find what they want there. They know exactly what is there and where it is. You like flexible curriculum and you have lot of group activities. These people like to do lot of group activities. I know. And they like flexible curriculum, not strict curriculum. This, orderly. No. They want flexible curriculum. You most likely become lover of different art forms. You become a novelist or musician. You become novelist, musician. You become a poet. You become a writer. Because you are imaginative, your ideas are flying all over the place. If you read a novel, you will know how people build up the story. And these are the people who are like that. Caution. Now here is a caution for you. Do not label, define or restrict anyone as just one type of learner, just because they are dominant in one style. All areas are possible for every learner in variations to a certain extent. That I told you. You can be all of those 4 areas, but in one you are dominant. So do not simply push people in that direction. As learners grow, their brain expands. Okay, as learners grow, their brain expands and they learn to adapt. So as children grow, their brain expands and they learn to adapt. So don't label them that you are only this kind of learner. Of course, every learner learns more through their dominant learning style. So they will learn better through their dominant learning style. And now I am going to show you after this how you can prepare, what all activities you can give to your students so that their dominant learning style will be better. What is your dominant learning style? You found out, right? You found out what is your dominant learning style and see whether you prescribe to the ideas provided. Further description on dominant learning styles. Let me go through this. Abstract random person. Now I have mixed it up. Abstract random. This is the last one that we discussed. Abstract random person. These people are emotional. They are imaginative, sensitive, emotional, perceptive, wants an environment that is aesthetically or psychically pleasing. They want the environment to be pleasing environment. Uses emotions to understand things. Wants to be with others. They socialize. Interested in people and culture. They like to see the culture. They are interested in people. See if you are interested in people. Divergent thinker who believes in own experiences. Learns by listening and sharing ideas. These are random, abstract random people. Abstract sequential learner. The abstract sequential learner is a mind person. Person uses mind mostly. Abstract sequential. The other abstract random one is for emotions. More so on emotions. Abstract sequential is mind worker. Knowledge and facts. They look for knowledge and facts. A thinker. Intellectual, logical, analytical. Wants quiet and to be alone with books. It doesn't like to socialize much. They like to be alone with their books. They don't want group activities. They don't like group activities. Uses intellect to learn. Needs to know what experts think. Less interested in people than ideas and concepts. They are more interested in ideas and concepts, less interested in people. Functions by adapting to experts. So these are the people. So these are the mind people. They are thinkers. They like to be alone and do their work their own way. Okay. They like to be with the books. They are very fond of books. Now concrete sequential uses senses. Okay. First was emotional, then mind worker. Now these are senses people. People with senses. Concrete sequential. Ordered, practical, linear thinker. A doer wants a quiet, structured environment. Uses physical senses to learn. Patient, conservative, perfection oriented. Seeks usability. Whatever they do, they want to know whether this is useful. I don't want to waste my time on simply doing something. Is this useful? They want to know. Needs to know how things work. Learns by testing theories in ways that seem sensible. They do not like any disorder. They like everything to be sensible, sequential. Needs hands-on experiences, enjoys solving problems. They like to solve problems and they like experimentation, laboratory work, hands-on things. Something they can do hands-on. Needs to know how things asked to do well, help in real life. Needs to know how things asked to do will help in real life. So they want to know, you are asking me to do these things, how will this help me in real life? Like for example, if you are teaching algebra and you say find the value of x, this person will say, why do I have to find the value of x? How is it useful in my life? What is this x? From where this x came? So they like to ask questions like that. Is it useful for me? Why am I finding x? Why am I struggling with this x here? So we have to make it practical for them. If they know that this is very usable, if they know that this is useful for them, then they will accept it. But if you simply say, solve these problems, find the value of x, they are not interested. They say this is waste of time, simply finding the value of x. Now, concrete random person is intuitive. This is intuitive person. Intuitive means he has intuitions. He thinks, oh, maybe this is possible. Or I know these things, maybe if I use this, this is what will happen. They are intuitive people. Okay? They say intuition is very much with ladies more than men. Intuition. Ladies are more intuitive than men. An experimenter. Concrete random person is an experimenter. Wants a busy environment with many different resources. Inquisitive. These people are very inquisitive. Okay, concrete random people. And they are independent. They don't like to work with groups. They like to do all the experiments by themselves. Okay? And they are inquisitive, like Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison worked on his own, all kinds of experiments he did. And so many. He never invited anybody to join him to do his experiments. And he kept on trying, experimenting. He was this kind of person, concrete random person. Very inquisitive. If I do this and this, what will happen? If I do this and this, what will happen? So they will combine ideas and come up with new solutions. Use trial and error for learning. They use trial and error, okay, to learn. They don't get tired of trying because they say, I failed this time, next time I will be successful. They will keep on trying. They trial and error. They are intuitive, instinctive and impulsive. Okay, they are intuitive, that means they can think beyond what is concrete, and then instinct, they work with instinct. Maybe this is going to work. Okay, instinct. And impulsive, they like to try ideas anytime, anywhere, not in certain order. Likes variety and excels in intuitions, calling for flexibility. Tends to take risks, often reaches accurate conclusions in an absence of logical justification. I told you, they will come to the right conclusion without knowing the steps in between. These are the kind of people. Okay? And then functions by acting and testing experiences. All right? They would like to test before they believe anything. Okay, now here are the preferred classroom activities for these people. What are the preferred classroom activities for them? And this is the abstract random learner emotions. These work with emotions. What kind of, now suppose you find your student is abstract random. He is so emotional, immediately, easily cries or easily laughs or easily very happy. Very emotional person, gets angry very fast, very emotional kind of person. Okay, this is abstract random guy. If you find out what they like, group discussion. So you can such persons will like group activities. Now what I am going to suggest here, you don't only do those things because you have to cater for all varieties of learners. All four kinds of learners you have to. So you have to combine different activities so that you can have different learners getting their ideas straight and learn well. They like film strips to learn from. You show something, video recording, and those people will learn better looking at those. Role play, they like role play, music, arts, humor, drama, all these things are they are very happy with. Okay. Use a fantasy, you can tell a fantasy story and they will believe it. Imagination, personalized work, interpersonal and people-oriented subjects, they like. Simulations, good for them. Creative exercises, they like creative exercises, anything that you give creative exercises. Discussions for sharing ideas. You have discussion. Okay, group discussion. Okay, two of you talk together and share ideas. They like that kind of thing. Okay, group ideas. So those are the things for abstract random. These are the activities you can provide for your students. Those who are abstract random will learn faster, and they will get information better. But you can also give for the mind abstract sequential people. What kind of activities you give them? Reading, they like to read. Writing essays, they enjoy writing essays. Working alone, they like working alone. They don't like group activities. So you must have some activities that they have to do by themselves, not only in work or together. Learning content, using theories, they like to look at the theories. Working in the library, you will find these people always in the library, looking at books, looking at ideas, trying to find out different ways. So you can give them some idea, something to work from the library. Go and find this, go and find that. So everybody can have the idea. Now, all learn with all four ways. I told you from the beginning. All four learning styles are with each one of us, but one is dominant. So they will learn from all the ideas, but dominant features also should be provided. Dominant ideas should be given. Working with a plan of study, but without competition and time pressures. No competition, no time pressure, but they like to work with ideas and study. Schools are designed for these learners. Now this is important. You will find that the schools are established for these kind of learners. All schools are designed for the abstract sequential learner. See, all these things are there in your school. Information gathering, facts, lectures, work exercises, Socratic activities. What is Socratic activities? What is a Socratic activity? Socrates, you know Socrates, philosopher. Ask questions. You ask students questions and get answers from them. Keep asking questions till they give the right answer. So Socratic way you teach. So this is, so the schools are established this way for this kind of learners only. But you have to provide them different experiences from different ways. Okay. Now concrete sequential, hands-on exercises, demonstrations, result-oriented work, practical, exact reading assignments. Computers, use of computers, they like that because they can use hand. Then field trips, they like field trips. These people like field trips. Charts, checklists, flow charts, these are the ones that the people like, concrete sequential people. Short-term projects, you can give them short projects to do. Labs, they like laboratory work because they can work with hand, experimentation. Concrete materials, they like to work with concrete materials. Likes to produce high quality products. These people are perfectionists. They like high quality products. Sensory stimuli, because senses are required. And that is the way that these people work. Concrete. And then the last thing is concrete random learner, intuition. They work with intuition. Now what kind of experiences can you provide as teachers to them? You can provide them with problem solving, most often in a creative way. Okay. Creative products, they teach them how to make new things because they are random people. Experiments, games and simulations for them also. Independent study, they like to do independent study. Unusual solutions. How do you get unusual solutions? Okay, you can say, all right, this is the solution this person suggested. Is there any other way we can find the answer for this one? Any other solution possible? Okay, tomorrow you will learn more about that also. Open-ended activities. Okay, there means more solutions are possible. Inventing practical ideas. Self-discovery. They are inventing. You tell them to find for yourself. Self-discovery is important. Group tasks. And that is the end of the presentation. So these are the 4 different kinds of learners. You know what kind of your dominant style, but that is not the only style. But provide your students with these different ideas, so that it will be useful for all those who are in your classroom. So not only one kind of, so if you are providing only one type of activity, then only certain type of students will be benefited. But provide them with the varieties of activities, varieties of ways, so all different learners will learn differently. May God bless you as you use this for your teaching. Yes, question, yeah. What?
For example, the child is sequential, complete sequential like that. But the mother, for example, is, or let's say the child is random, complete random, but the mother is, let's say, complete sequential. Will it create a problem if, for example, the mother will train the child the way the mother likes to do things?
Yes, your question is good, because of course the child has different ways of learning. So child will learn some of the things that mother is telling, but that is not the dominant style of learning for the child. So child will be frustrated if mother is forcing to learn. But if mother tries to find out what is the child's interest, how the child learns better, then providing it that kind of stimulation or that kind of experiences will help child to learn better. Do not force your way of learning on somebody else or students. You may be learning one way very well, doesn't mean that the child will learn the same way. Let us keep that in mind. We must provide them with varieties of experiences so they can learn in their own dominant style. Your dominant style is not the dominant style for all the children in the classroom. They have different learning styles. Plus, they are growing up, so their mind is expanding, and so they will learn better in their life as they grow up. Okay? Any other question? Any other question there? But this works, it works very well. And you can try it. And tomorrow you will learn some more things which will help you to help your students and help your children. We worked with our children with some of those things, and that has helped them. They are really doing well now. Okay? Well, God bless you. Learn some more.
I think we need a little exercise. Okay, we have been sitting for a while, and so we're going to have a little brain gym exercise for a minute or so. Are you ready? Okay, let's all stand. Oh, wait. Okay, the sound.
And we're going to activate the brain with some nice movement and some exercises so you can take a great test. So you ready? Step in place with me, please. These are called a cross crawl. So I want you to reach your arms across your body just like this. Now, these exercises that I'm leading you through are not just everyday exercises. These exercises are from Dr. Dennison's book called Brain Gym that helps you activate both the right and left side of your brain. And you need that when you take this test. You need it all going for you. So it's going to help you get your answers faster. And also, I'm using some of the exercises from the work of Dr. Ratty, who has written a book called The Spark. And that's how to activate the brain so that you can think better, get answers so they come to you just like that. All right? And raising our heart rate is the key for that one. So here we go. What I'd like to do now is go ahead and transfer to a touching the foot in front of us, just like that. Good job. That's exactly right. I think you can start to feel your heart rate starting to come up. In fact, add a nice hop. For those of you super fit ones, to really get that heart rate up nice and high. That's good, or just keep it to a nice toe touch, whatever you'd like. Next, I want you to trade to having your toe touch in back, just like this. Good job. That's right. All right, add the nice little hop to it to get that heart rate up. That is waking up your brain so it can fire great for this test. Take it right back to the front again. Excellent. And now what we're gonna do is take your elbow and touch your knee. Here we go. Again, crossing across the body. This is helping your right and left brain get engaged so that you can do great on this test. You're doing good. Let's do just a couple more. Excellent. Good job. Now what we'll do, take it just to a step in front of you.
Wow, wonderful. You are feeling energized? I hope so. All right. Okay. All right, drink some water and we are ready to go. Do you still have your clocks with you? All right. Okay, as we begin the second part of our inclusion discussion, I'd like you to take your clock and look at the 6 o'clock appointment. Everyone? Okay. But what are you going to discuss? All right. I'd like you to remember the 4 groups of special needs that we learned about today. There were big 4 groups of special needs. Do you remember the advanced organizer? Aha, okay. All right, go to the 6 o'clock appointment. Did I say 6 o'clock? Yes. 6 o'clock appointee and just share what you remember among the 4. Okay, please go right now. It should take only 1 minute. Okay. All right, please come back. It doesn't take much time to tell the 4 groups. Thank you. Please return. All right, thank you, thank you. All right, I'm going to ask you. All right, is Gideon here? Gideon? Gideon missing? Okay, Gideon missing. Oh. Coming, okay. All right, Gideon is coming. Oh, but he didn't get a chance. Okay, let's help Gideon. Okay. Is that Love Bosito? Lu, Bosito? All right, the 4 groups of special needs. Okay, we are helping Gideon because he missed the chance to discuss. Okay. Lu, are you the one? Okay.
According to, ano to pangalan niya? Sir Junel and Sir Albert, sometimes we forget to pay attention to the students who have special needs. What we focus on are students who are very obvious that they ask questions. Sometimes we neglect. It is not, we do not intend to neglect them, but that is the case in most cases.
Thank you so much. Now, who are those with special needs? That was my question. Who are those groups of individuals with special needs? We learned that 4 kinds of them. Yes, we need to pay attention. Very nice. Okay, but what? We learned specifically 4 groups. Okay, Sir G. Who is G? Okay, all right. Were you able to discuss the 4 groups? No, okay. All right. That was one of the big ideas we discussed in the board. All right. Okay, that was the main thing we did. Okay, let's see. Pearly? Yes. Did you discuss with your 6 o'clock?
The gifted. Yeah. So sometimes we have, okay. The gifted.
That's only one. Okay. Yes. You like to tell?
Okay, for the special needs, we have disabilities, gifted and talented, culturally and linguistically diverse, and at risk for school failure.
That's right. Those were the 4 groups that we learned about. Do you remember that? Okay, and we elaborated each of them, and we recognized that all of them need our attention. All right? Just like all other typical learners. They all need our attention, but some of these special, the students with special needs need a different type of attention from us. We need to help them. Okay? So now we are going to see how we can help them. Sir, I think you can turn your chair or something. Your neck will have sprain. Yes, thank you. All right, that was a special need that you had. All right. Okay, let's see. There are some steps that we can use to cause an inclusive classroom. An inclusive classroom is a classroom where we help in a deliberate way those with special needs that we just talked about, the 4 groups. If any of these individuals are in our class becomes different in a different way. It has a different dimension. Somebody who is gifted is in the class, your whole class climate changes, okay? If somebody is there with mental retardation, okay, mild mental retardation, okay, there is something that's different that's going to happen in the class. Somebody with ADHD, oh, okay, it'll be not like the typical class. That's what I mean. So what do we do? We love our students no matter the difference, okay, as Jesus did. So the steps here we have outlined are simply 5 of them. Create an inclusive classroom culture. And we're going to see how we can do that. Use assessment tools to identify special needs. Okay, what we see sometimes may not be the reality. We need to properly identify, okay, what's the problem. Identify accommodation strategies, collaborate with stakeholders, and monitor progress. These are the simple steps that we can do even as non-professionals. Those who are trained as special ed teachers, SPED teachers, I think AUP has a SPED department, right? SPED program. They have, I think. All right, they are specialized in knowing how to help those with mental retardation and learning disability. But we are general education teachers who are trained in teaching the various subjects and may not be so specialized in helping those with special needs. And that's why we are trying to see what we can do even without special training. All right, let's proceed fast. Okay, now the first thing we are talking about is creating a culture. All right, the first and foremost thing is the desire, okay, the desire to help all students, okay, and we want them to succeed. That should be in our heart. If we don't have that, then the rest of whatever happens will not be successful, okay? All right, hone up related knowledge and skills like how we are doing now. Read about it, okay? If there is a student with ADHD and you don't know what to do, okay, learn more about it. Find somebody who knows. In this campus you have SPED experts, okay, find out from them. Read, okay, so this is something we can do, and then have a positive and willing attitude. So teachers make a difference. We make a difference, okay, so remember that. All right, and there are 4 areas: spiritual, physical, social, and academic. Okay, of course, God's help is always the most important one. All right, and when we are connected with God, the students see that, okay, that we love them. No matter the problem, no matter the difference, my teacher loves me. The student can see. And that is already a big help for the student. Physical, set up an orderly classroom and use cooperative learning, how we are doing now, right now in small groups. If you have an opportunity to use small groups in the class, even part of the time, that helps a lot. Okay, there are so many benefits of using cooperative learning. And tomorrow, if you have time, I will show you some specific teaching strategies that uses cooperative learning, and you can see how wonderful that works for children. All right, communicate that fair does not mean equal. It's important to explain. Those who have children, more than one, you know how we know the differences among them. And what we do for one may not be the same as what we do for another. Isn't it true sometimes? Okay, and they may kind of argue about it, but you know that one of them need more of something or less of something, less punishment. Why? Okay, Ate didn't get that punishment. Okay, all right, and you know why. Okay, there's a reason. Because not always, okay, we need to give equally what we give. Because their needs are different. Look at that cartoon there. It can explain it all. Okay, we are trying to give the same benefit or same consequences. That may not be the way to go. All right? Okay, so equity is more important than equal. Okay? All right. One example may be when a student misbehaves, a typical student misbehaves, all right, pinches or hits, okay, there may be a consequence. The classroom rules may be already outlined for that. But when a student with behavioral disorder, remember BD? In the morning we talked about behavioral disorder. That is something inherent that student cannot help. Okay, and for the same behavior, you may have a little different consequence. You may not punish the same way as a typical student. It may be much milder. That's called functional discipline. Okay, functional. According to the functional ability of the student, we give out consequences. When a student could have behaved, okay, but did not, that's different from somebody who cannot help but behave like that. All right? Okay, so, and that we need to explain to the class. Otherwise, students will think teacher is unfair. Okay? All right. Are you getting the idea? Okay, it's important to be transparent. And of course, parents are part of it. They should also consent that we are telling that this child has this problem and the teacher will do things that will help that child. Okay, so parents should not have that ableism. My child doesn't have that problem. Then you have a difficult time. You can never tell the class that that student needs extra attention, extra help. All right. And others will always wonder why the teacher is paying more attention to that student and so on. So parents' cooperation is very helpful in this matter. All right. So let's proceed. All right. An academic, of course, a variety of methods and routines should be very, very much there. All right. I like these questions. When we have, admission of students, and if you have any say as teachers as to whether we should include, now administrators are here, Dr. Isabello, okay, Dr. Isabello may have some say in admitting students, okay. All right, what would be the questions that will guide us, okay? Whether this student should be taken, somebody who has a definite special need. Look at these questions. Very, very, very nice. All right, what is number one? Could the student benefit from classroom participation? That is one of the best questions. All right, then, would the student learn social and or life skill behaviors from this setting? Sometimes it may not be academic participation, but it may be merely social participation. Remember, those with mental retardation may not excel so much in academics. All right, but that may be not the main question then. But will that student learn how to mingle with others? Because out there in life, they need to do that to survive. So maybe classroom will be the learning place for that. All right, and then would this student's presence be disruptive or acceptable? Very, very important. All right, the first two may be fine or one of them may be fine, but if other students are hurt or other students very much disturbed, then that student is not yet ready for our classroom. Remember, inclusion means not always the student is in the general education class. They may have to be pulled out in another setup that may be separate, but with the expectation that when they're ready, they are coming back, all right, coming to this room. All right, so this is, okay, so we need to make a decision about that. Could I structure the class to increase acceptance of the student? Am I capable of accommodating? Am I equipped? This should be a question. If you cannot, it's much better not to hurt the student, because if you're not able to manage that student, you're hurting, okay, the future of that student, okay? It's better that somebody else take care of that student, okay? All right. But giving excuse, I cannot do, that's not a very good excuse. That's why we need to be equipped, all right? Learning things like what we're doing today, that can help a lot. And the best question is the last one. Okay, can we read it together? All right, let's read it together. What would I want for this student if he or she were my child? That is the best question. Okay, if it were my child, I may not want that child to be in the classroom. Okay, because my daughter is not ready, or okay, she may interrupt others, or she may get hurt. All right, okay, so, or yes, it may be that it's, yes, I would surely think my daughter is ready for the classroom, for the general education class. If that is the decision, okay, then you can have that student in the class. All right, so these are some of the guiding questions that can help. All right, and remember, the culture can also be influenced by the language that we learned in the morning. What is that language that we're using? People first language, respective language, respectful language, okay? So this is important. We already saw that in the morning. All right, we can establish routines. That will be a very good climate instead of chaos. I know we learned about different learning styles. By the way, I am a very random person. My husband is a very sequenced person, okay? And so we constantly have arguments about our styles, okay? He likes to be on time. For me, anything goes, any time is okay. All right. Okay, somehow God puts opposites together, right? But we are both mathematicians and physics. Okay, but I thrived even as a mathematician, as a concrete random person, okay? Well, I don't know how I survived, okay, but that's how I survived. Okay. All right, what did I say? Yeah. But we all have all the abilities, okay? All the styles we all have, if we are normal human beings, okay? So that's a good news. All right, so here we are. Routines are possible, even if you are a random person. Okay, my classrooms have a lot of routines, even at the graduate level. All right, it works a lot. Starting the class with music, soft music. I love music, and maybe you heard me playing some music earlier, right? Okay, and okay, being there to welcome the students. Before, when I first started teaching, I thought the students will wait and the teacher will march in like, okay, a queen or something like that, okay? But much later when I learned about teaching, I realized that students are our guests. I should be welcoming them to class. Okay, so we should be there first. I'm talking about the beginning, okay? When we start off, especially elementary teachers, this will be a very nice thing for us to do. All right, and then having bell work. You know what's bell work? Anyone knows? Bell work, sometimes called sponge activity. Sponge activity. Anyone heard about that? Okay, it's a fantastic thing. Okay, I'll give an example and then you can guess what it is. Even before students come to class, okay, my classroom usually is ready with even tablecloths. Dr. Isabella knows my classroom, right? Okay, and then usually when they come on the left side of the whiteboard, there's a quotation written, okay, inspirational quotation. It can be from the Bible, it can be from great people's words. And the very first day I tell, when you come in earlier, before the time, many of them come earlier, please write that down and meditate on that and see what it means to you. All right? So that's for graduate students. Every class has this routine. That's bell work. One form of bell work. So what is bell work? Can you define now? Before the bell rings, what they do. Because many times students come in earlier, okay? I'm sure in every setup there are students who come early. And then they are talking and okay, there's chaos. And that beginning chaos can be a problem for the subsequent order of the class. But if they are calm down, okay, doing something useful, you are already preparing the soil, the classroom. So for different aged groups, you can design different bell work. Okay, it can be, for example, okay, you can give a picture. When they come in, there's a picture to color for small children, okay? Only those who come early enough, okay? And then it can be a memory verse to memorize from Bible. But something is there written at the same place every day. And if there's some material that you can also provide from your table and they will pick it up. Okay? So they are occupied. That's what I mean. Are you following this? Okay, and it helps. If you prefer to do that, go ahead and try that. And it's already creating a nice atmosphere. So if anyone comes in and your class is not yet started, it's still so organized. Something is meaningfully going on, not chaotic sounds and noises and so on. All right, devotion, of course, is very, very helpful. We are so fortunate to be Christians that we can have devotions. There are schools where devotions are not allowed. Isn't it so sad? Okay, all right. The atmosphere of the class is so much better when we begin with God. All right, and getting attention when they are doing group work and they have discussions, we need to get back their attention. Some teachers may switch on music. Others may do what? Counting down. 1, 2, 3. Anyone does that? Okay, counting. You may explain this earlier so they know what it's all about. All right, then we have what? Raising your voice above. This is what I used to do first. Okay, it may be not, I won't do that so often. If when I first started teaching in high school, mathematics, I had 60 students. And those students' voices are really loud. Just imagine me shouting above the 60 voices. Okay, and if I had to do it often, I don't think I'll have much voice left. Okay, all right. But once in a while, it's okay. But I would like the hand signal, very, very calm and no extra energy. Okay, raise the hand, explain to them what it means, and everyone is made quiet. All right, changing the roles, roles, isn't it? Okay, if you're using cooperative groups, give them roles. Did I bring a role chart? Yes. Let me just get that. Can somebody help me? Yeah. In my class, every class has 1 or 2 of these on the wall. Can you just hold me? Yes. Okay, you can print them or you can, okay. Have the different roles that you need for different activities. You may have different roles, but this is one of them. And then cover these up, but only open one column one time. Okay, so for a week you can keep that and change. Okay, the roles of different members change. Each group has numbered members. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? 4 is a good number of group members. And so then material manager, you can call material managers, please come, and it'll be a different material managers next week. So, okay, and discussion leader may be different, and okay, reporters may be different, okay, and so they all take turns. This is a very orderly way of going. All right? Okay, and verbal routines, this is a very, very magical thing. And today I want you to know what are the verbal routines that we can use. Usually, typically, there are 3 problematic situations in the classroom. You know what it is? Somebody is misbehaving. It may be a student with behavioral disorder, it may be a student with ADHD, or it may be just anyone, any typical student misbehaving. What do? Why are you doing that? Okay, and then we keep arguing, and oh, that's because, okay, and then this argument goes on between you and the student, and all others are having fun watching you. Okay, and the time is ticking away. All right, and they're so happy that there's no teaching going on for a while. But it's so sad. We have a better way to do. Okay, there are some questions we can ask. According to William Glasser, let the awareness of the misbehavior come from within the student. Instead of you impose, why, okay, you are misbehaving, you are imposing it on them and they are not accepting it, okay? Instead of that, let them have a time to accept that they are misbehaving. And so they won't do it again. That's the desire that we have. And these questions are very beautiful and we have to memorize it, okay? All my students memorize these questions and it works. Okay, what did you do? Okay, now if I tell, okay, Isabella, you are pinching somebody, okay? I'm catching on you, okay? All right, you pinch somebody. And little Isabella is misbehaving, okay? All right, Isabella, what did you do? Isabella, okay, you may tell, I didn't do anything.
I didn't do anything.
But Isabella, what did you do? All right, think again. What did you do? Keep on asking till Isabella tells, I pinched, what's your name? Pearly, I pinched Pearly, okay?
I pinched Pearly.
All right. Now, who is it hurting, Isabella?
Me.
Oh, think again. Is it hurting you when you pinch Pearly?
Pearly.
Pearly, yes, it's hurting Pearly. What would you do so that Pearly won't get hurt again?
Stop pinching her.
He will stop pinching. Okay, and when are you going to begin?
Now.
Now, okay? So this is that reflective kind of questions. Okay, so what did you do? Who is it hurting? What will you do so that it won't happen again? That hurting won't happen again. And when are you going to begin? We have to memorize, okay? And I have these questions here. Material managers, please come. Material managers, please come and pick these verbal routines so that you can. Yes, they may give many excuses, but keep repeating the same question till they answer, yes, what I did. Okay? All right, I like you to memorize the first set of questions in 1 minute. Teachers are the best learners. The first set, okay? While misbehaving. Okay, please memorize silently. Silent memorization. Repeat, repeat. Okay, everyone? Memorizing? All right. How is it coming? Just 4 statements, and they are so sequenced, and it makes sense in that order. Okay. All right. What I like you to do is turn to your neighbor, pair. If you have 4 members around your table, find a partner and recite. If you are 3, just take turns. Okay. Everyone take turns. If you have to look, it's okay. Okay. If you memorized fully, very nice. In 2 twos, 2 2 2 2. Wow, good. All right, did everyone get a chance? All right, everyone, close your eyes now. Close your eyes. Okay, ready? Close your eyes and let's try to recite these 4 questions, because next month or whenever you have the class and you have to use this, we can't say, oh, somebody is causing problem, you can't go and look at the, no. What did you do? I mean, that's not going to work. It should be natural. So we need to memorize. Okay, close your eyes and let's recite. Okay, go. What did you do? Who is it hurting? What would you do so that it won't happen again? When I going to start? Or when I going to begin? I mean, you can adjust the words, but the idea is same. Okay? Did you get it? All right, good. Okay, the next one now, a famous problem in the class. Somebody is not doing what he or she is supposed to be doing. All right, they're supposed to do the math problem or read the book or discuss with somebody. They're not doing it. So what are the questions? Number 1, do you know what to do? All right, we are giving the benefit. Okay, do you know how to do it? Is there anything keeping you from doing it? When are you going to begin? Okay, this is a little more trickier. I will tell you why. Okay, all right. I forgot your name. Blossom. Okay, Blossom. Everyone is supposed to be reading right now, okay? And Blossom is not reading. Okay, everyone listening, okay? All of you are reading and Blossom is just sitting, okay? So by the way, we don't do from here. Blossom, do you know what to do? No, not like that. Because we don't want to interrupt anyone. Even those questions before. Okay, it's just between, okay, Isabella and me, okay? Others are continuing whatever is happening. Okay, all right. Blossom, do you know what to do? And if she says no, you explain to her and the problem is finished. No need to proceed anymore. Because she was not doing, because she didn't know what to do. Help her and finished. Okay, but the problem comes if she says yes. Okay, all right, you tell. Are you with me, all of you? Okay, this is a little more complicated. Okay, Blossom, do you know what to do? All right, then, okay, but now this time, yes, okay? Because no, then you tell, okay, you know, you're supposed to read this book. All right, okay. No need anymore because she didn't, at least she was quietly sitting, that's better. So now we explained, okay. But now another scene, okay. Blossom, do you know what to do? Now there's a problem. Why? She knows what to do, but she's not doing. That's a problem. Okay, so we need to, all right. Then we need to go to the next question. All right. It may be that she doesn't know how to do it. Okay. Do you know how to do it? Are we still in the same situation, reading? Yeah, reading. Yeah. Okay. Do you know how to do it? And if she says no, okay, you know, it is chapter 4, and you know, and we just read and write all the main spellings, the vocabulary. Okay, so we explain, okay? She doesn't know how to do it. So we explain. So if the response is no to both of those, okay, the first one no, help and finished. Second one no, okay, explain and finished. Okay? All right. But if she says, yeah, she knows how to do it, then there's a problem. Right? Are you seeing the sequence here? Okay, she knows what to do. She knows how to do it. We are still giving a benefit of the doubt. Okay. Okay, is there anything keeping you from doing it? And if she says, yes, I don't, okay, maybe she doesn't have a pen to write or something, okay, to write the vocabulary, or I have a headache, or something she's telling. Oh, okay, then you may want her to rest. Okay, we understand the situation, okay? All right, so the response, is there anything keeping you from doing it? And if she tells yes, all right, you help the student, okay? But if the answer is no for that, all right, then we tell, okay, nothing is keeping you from doing it. Okay, when are you going to begin? Okay, and write down, okay? So that is the answer, okay? So one more time, do you know what to do? And if they say yes, proceed. Do you know how to do it? Yes, then proceed. Is there anything keeping you from doing it? No means proceed. When are you going to begin? Okay, that's how it is. Are you with me? Okay, so I like you to memorize now. Memorize those 4 questions. When, do you know what to do? Do you know how to do it? Is there anything keeping you from doing it? When are you going to start? All right. Almost there? All right, we are going to our 9 o'clock appointment. 9 o'clock appointment, and recite these questions. If possible, don't take the sheet with you. Okay, let's see how you are going to practice without looking at the questions. If possible. You can join anyone because you missed the appointment. Okay, come. All right, please come back. Come back. Okay. All right, that makes me ask the last question. When you're not in the right place, where are you supposed to be? Yes. All right. The last question is very, very interesting, isn't it? When somebody is walking around often and you can see there's no real purpose for the walk. Okay, where are you supposed to be? Okay, instead of asking, why are you walking around? Don't ask why. Why question is a very deadly question because that will lead to arguments. Where are you supposed to be? And they have to tell, I'm supposed to be on my seat. Okay? All right. So that's. Oh, by the way, did you memorize those 4 questions? Okay. Close your eyes and let's recite. Okay, go. Do you know what to do? Do you know how to do it? Is there anything keeping you from doing it? When are you going to start doing it? Okay? When are you going to begin doing it? All right. I'm challenging you. Yes, I think you're excited about these questions and you can't wait to try it. And I'm challenging you to try this when you have a problem. Okay, and these, I mean, you will have a chance to use it for sure because elementary and high school students are so active and you have for sure reasons to use it. Okay, try it. Okay, as an option. You may have other options. This is one of them. All right, and it doesn't cause any negative feelings among the student or in your heart. Okay? And it's helping them to self-reflect. And they may not repeat it so often anymore. That is the beauty of it. All right. Okay. Number 1 was to create, remember, a culture that is inclusive. Second one, remember the steps that we were talking about? Okay. Second one is use assessment tools to identify special needs. All right. We may not have professional help always, since maybe our schools don't have the structure for inclusion. You may be the one who is in charge of assessing as a general education teacher. All right, so learning style, like just now what you learned, you may observe them or you have a way to administer a checklist like that. You can see what kind of person that is, or multiple intelligence test. There are so many free checklists available in the internet. Okay, you can take just few minutes to administer in the class. I remember one of my math students in high school, very, very poor in math, and I didn't know what to do. I was very young and I had never been trained in teaching, just finished my math major, and next week I was already teaching. And the student was poorly performing, and I was having such a negative feeling towards this person. Why is this student not working hard? All right, then I was also the Pathfinder director, and during one of the hikes, I found that he is very good in his hiking. He would go ahead and help others who could not, okay, jump across, okay, small ravines and all that. And I realized, wow, without this guy, our hike wouldn't have been so smooth anymore. He helps a lot of, okay, others who needed help and very capable and strong. And I praised him. Wow, you were superb there out there during hike. And then I also noticed that during sports days, he is the champion, the first in all um, the races and so on. And so something happened when I praised him for the activities that he was good at outside the class. And I realized that he was more active in the math class and he was improving in math. You know, what happened was when the teacher recognized his ability in something he excelled, he tried to do better in the area he was not so good in. Okay? So teachers can recognize the abilities of the students and appreciate that, and they will also cooperate with you in trying their best in the area they are not very good at. Okay, this can help. Knowing their multiple intelligence can help teachers. Observe them. If you cannot give a multiple intelligence test, just observe their abilities. And you'll find some are artistic, some are musical. In the church, are you going on time to see our students singing special songs? Admire them. Wow, that special song was so good. All right, and really from your heart, okay? And they will then feel better about your class and, okay, begin doing better. All right, and so, okay, social and attention behavioral assessments. By the way, there is a manual. You may write down. This is called the REACH manual, R-E-A-C-H. Can you write down somewhere? REACH manual, R-E-A-C-H. REACH manual, which is produced by the Adventist Education Department. It has so many assessments for different problems. It gives a lot of ideas on inclusion. REACH manual, R-E-A-C-H. Okay, I can show it to you. It has so many of these frames. Okay, this is the REACH resource manual. If you just type REACH manual, it will come up. All right? And just now I was telling about behavioral problem, how to assess. There are so many of those short assessments where you will observe the student. Okay, behavioral problem. Okay, person is inattentive. Okay, you can check on that checklist if you suspect that there is a problem. Okay, print out a page and use it and create a portfolio for that student. And there'll be an evidence that, okay, some substantive problem exists. Okay, all right, so this is something helpful. All right. Oops. Yeah, and teacher observations. As you know, general education teachers, we are the best assessors of students' needs. Did you know that? Sometimes even more than parents. I will tell you that. Even more than parents. Because academic problems, parents may not notice so much. I remember my own granddaughter, my first son's daughter, both, I mean, our son is a doctor, his wife also is a medical doctor. Both are doctors. But they didn't know that their daughter had a problem. Okay, in the class, Natasha, our granddaughter, was not writing down notes. Okay, and the teacher thought she's lazy. All right, and she didn't use, do you know what to do? Do you know how to? She didn't use those questions, okay? She didn't know that. And so she was inattentive or not participating in writing the notes from the board. I mean, in India, okay, there's a lot of work and, okay, homework and all that. And, but in the class, she was not cooperating as though. So the teacher observed more and more. First, she misunderstood. And then she noted that she was squinting her eyes, trying to look at the board. All right. And that's when the teacher guessed maybe Natasha has some vision problem. Okay, she's not able to see. Okay, so she put her in closer to the front. All right. And then she realized that Natasha is now able to see. All right, and she's writing the notes. But this teacher also mentioned it to my daughter-in-law. Okay, looks like you may have to take Natasha for an eye checkup. Okay, she cannot see from far. And Natasha's own mother hadn't noticed it because there was no need to read far away in the house, right? Okay, there was no such need. Only she could read books. Okay, no problem. So there was no way to know this problem existed. And lo and behold, when they took her to the doctor, she needed glasses to see far distance, okay? So, but look at that, a teacher who is not a medical doctor is the one who recognized the problem because of careful observation, okay? All right, this is true. So observations, and if possible, write down the date and what you observed, okay, so that you can tell parents. If you just say, you know, your child is really having problem with attention and walking around, if you just tell, they will just shrug it off, okay? Oh, no, he is a child. But if you tell specifically what day and what happened and how often it happened, okay, in a helpful way, not to catch the child and to blame the child, no, to get help, okay? All right, and that's called anecdotal records. There is a documentation that shows, okay, evidence of what happened, okay? And that can help even experts to help. SPED teacher, if needed, can also give some consultation. Do you all agree with that? That we can do for sure. Okay, then assessment, observations, students' errors, what kind of mistakes they are making. Their quizzes and exams can show what typical mistakes they are making. Is it careless mistake, attention problem, or is it a writing problem? Because there are different learning disabilities, dyslexia, dyscalculia, dysgraphia. You know, handwriting can be so difficult for some. So by looking at the exam tests, we can kind of judge. Okay, and interviewing the child, the parents, and okay, keep all the work of that student who you think has a problem, and that can be altogether an evidence. It's called a portfolio, okay, to see consistent problems, to help the student, okay? All right, okay. Creating an IEP, individualized education program. Do you remember this term in the vocabulary hunt? I think that's just about the only term that we didn't hear today so far. Look at that page. Can you take out your vocabulary hunt? Vocabulary hunt. 8 terms were there. I think you have learned all of them, all the 7 of them except this. Is that true? Look through that. No. Even, okay, I think differentiated instruction. Okay. But I think individualized education program should be there. Is it there? Oh, number 6, yes. All right, an individualized education program is a special plan created for a student with special need. Okay? It is created by a team of professionals. All right? And this team will usually consist, ideally, will be made up of the classroom teacher, the general education teacher, and if available, a SPED teacher. If at all we have the luxury of a school SPED teacher. Do we have a SPED teacher in AUP Academy or elementary? Do you have? SPED. And you're producing SPED graduates here and you don't have a SPED expert? Come on. We need to employ somebody. Yes. All right. Anyway, right now it's okay. All right. And so this form will have a very good list of items to complete. Okay, what are they? Number one, present level of functioning. Maybe the student is of the age, okay, grade 5. The age is for grade 5. But the present functioning is only grade 3. So you have to write there, functioning now in grade 3, okay? All right, because of the evaluation. Annual goals and short-term objectives. Can the student go at least by half a year more or 1 year from grade 3 level? Can he go to grade 4 or at least 3.5? Okay, all right, small steps, okay? But when there is a midway evaluation, you may realize, wow, there is progress. Yes, into 3.5, maybe 4 by the end of the year. Even 1 year achievement can be there, still behind others. But, okay, so you make goals like that. The extent of participation. Can the student participate in all the subjects fully? All that, okay. And services. Okay, is there a speech therapist needed? Is there a physiotherapist needed? All right. Is there a nurse needed because it may be that student has a diabetes? Okay, so there, according to the student's need, the services are provided, okay? Plan for behavior intervention if needed, because some of them may have behavior problem. Plan for evaluation, plan for transition. Transition means progress to the next level, next grade. Okay, what can we do for that? All right, so that's how it is. Okay, so so IEP, you understood the IEP? By the way, that REACH manual has a very simple IEP. I think it has a different name. If ever you access that, you will find it. It's a 2-page form, and it has all these elements there. And if you go to Kavite Institute anytime, they use IEPs for each of those students. Yeah, each of those students with special needs. All right? Because they have a lot of SPED teachers in that school. So many. Each class has one, sometimes more than one SPED teacher. All right, so this is a luxury. All right, and the IEP team. Oh, I didn't tell about the IEP team. Okay. Sometimes it may have doctors, it may have psychologists and so on. All right, engage the students, right? Or use differentiated instruction. That is a term that we learned. I mean, we mentioned there in the vocabulary hunt. And also use universal design for learning. Okay, those are very technical terms. I'll just explain very briefly and accommodate for special needs. Okay, let's just go. How do we engage learners? How did you get engaged? How did you participate today? Do you remember some of the ways that you participated today? Yeah, you talk to somebody, right? All right, and sometimes you talk to the whole group. Okay, so some of these, think pair, think square. Even the clock activity was actually think pair. Only you walked to a place, at least there's movement. Okay, instead of just sitting and turning to the neighbor, you walked. All right, so sometimes you can even have think square. That means you ask a question. Okay, let me ask a question. All right. What do you think is the use of a portfolio a teacher makes for a student who you suspect has special needs? What is the use of a portfolio that you are making for a student? Portfolio. You heard about portfolio a while ago? Okay. What is the purpose? What is the usefulness of that when you make one for a student who you are suspecting to have special needs? Think. What is the use of a portfolio? Yes. Okay, we are only thinking. Okay. All right. Okay, now I like you to square. Square means just put your heads together. Put your heads together. How many heads are there? Just put your heads together. And whoever knows the answer can talk. Whoever knows the answer can talk. Okay, come on, do that. The use of a portfolio. All right. I'm just maybe not even giving you too much time. I just wanted to show you the procedure. Okay, you were able to see what I asked you to do. You thought first and then we put our heads together. Whoever has the answer can talk. Right? That's called think. Think square. Think square. Share, okay? Think square, and you can of course share means the teacher will ask questions. Okay, let me ask a question. Okay, whatever you talked, what was that? Okay, why? What's the use of portfolio? Joves. Joves? Jovs. Jovis, okay. Not here? Oh, Joves, okay. What did you discuss? Joves, are you there? Who is Joves? Okay, you like to pass it. Okay, no problem. Judy, is Judy here? Oh, next is Judy. Were you able to discuss? You were not able to discuss. So many heads there and still you didn't discuss. Oh, that's sad. Okay, Noel? Noel, what is the use of a portfolio? Huh? Assessment, okay? It will help. Very good. Okay, give a hand. Yes. For assessment. Okay, and you have an evidence to support your hunch. Okay, that there may be a problem. If you just simply tell, I think there's a problem with the student. Okay. Without that documentation, it may be difficult to accept. All right, so I'm just showing you the procedure of think square. Okay, let's practice. Oh, by the way, think pair square is first you ask them to think, then they in twos they talk, and then okay, that's understood. Okay, round robin. This is very much like think square. But in this case, every member has to tell something. Okay? All right, for example, I like you to... Okay, what are some of the disabilities that we heard today about? There were at least 10 or 11 of them. Disabilities. Remember the list of disabilities? Okay, we learned in the morning. All right, think of some of them right now. Everyone, I like everyone to participate. This is not a light thing, okay? I like you to carry the lessons, okay? All right, now I like you to do a round robin. Come on, around the table. Okay, mention one disability and pass around. Don't repeat. It should be a different one. Okay, come on, everyone. And if I ask you later, no one should tell, oh, I don't know. Okay. Okay, share. Okay, everyone. Okay, everyone has to tell something. Yes. All right, done? Okay, good. Thank you. Now let me check. Always teacher needs to check. Okay, pretend I am the teacher, okay? All right, Nick, can you tell one example of a learning disability? Nick, okay, yeah.
Autism spectrum disorder.
Good, okay, autism is one of them, good. All right, let's see. Oh, I shouldn't be looking, without looking. All right, J. Lucero. Yes. Dyslexia, which belongs to learning disability, okay? Learning disability. All right, you see how you're able to answer? Okay, so when you share like that, one of the points you can remember, even if it's not yours, somebody else's point, because everyone shared. Are you with me? Okay, so this is a very nice one. What's the difference between think square and round robin? What's the difference? Yes. In round robin, everyone needs to talk. Now, of course, they can pass. Oh, I don't know an answer. That's okay. But they are given a chance to talk deliberately. Okay, in the other case, some may not know the answer. It's okay. Somebody may know and they will share, and now everyone knows. Okay, something. That is a different. Okay, now we go to, but the ones on the left are all cooperative ways to engage students. That means you have to have groups. Without groups, you can't do them. But there are individualized engaging structures. These are called structures because it's not for teaching a new lesson, but for engaging them to actively remember what was already taught. Okay? All right. Dusting of the cobweb. Have you ever heard of it? Dusting of the cobweb. Very nice. Okay, I'm going to practice that right now. Dusting of the cobweb. Okay, let's see. Dusting of the cobweb. Pardon?
Just like refreshing what you have studied before and then you're going to study it again.
Yes, it's refreshing. To refresh your mind, that is true. Okay. I'm thinking of what to ask you. Okay. All right. There are so many things we learned about the procedures. Okay, procedures for inclusion we learned. Okay, earlier. Okay. All right. Try to remember something about those who are at risk for school failure. Do you remember that list? Okay, at risk for school failure. All right. Try to write as many as possible from that list. For example, one of them was those those who are under drug and alcohol use. Okay, do you remember that? Okay. All right. Without looking at any notes, you may write down. Okay. So I will just describe it. Okay. So students will try to remember without looking at notes. Okay. Give them a minute or two. They will write. They will struggle. They cannot remember so much. Okay. It's as though there's spider web. Okay, some block. But they will write something. And then you ask them, now you can open your notes and add more ideas. Oh, what a refreshing thing. Now they are so happy. They can look at the notes and include more ideas. Are you with me? All right. So without looking at notes, try to struggle and recollect what is learned, and then you allow them to look at the notes and add more to what is already written. Okay? That's called dusting of the cobweb. Dusting of the cobweb. Some cobweb may be there, just dust it off when you look at the notes. They will appreciate the notes so much more now. Okay, so that is very clear. Got it? Okay, so you taught something, and to review it, to recollect, we use this. And you don't need any partners or any cooperative groups for this. They can do it all by themselves. Are you seeing it? Okay, they don't have to talk to anyone, nothing. Okay, same thing. 3-minute paper is very much like dusting of the cobweb, but you give more time and they keep writing. Okay, for example, okay, verbal routines. What is good about verbal routines? Okay, write whatever you can about verbal routines, how it helps. Okay, all right, and they write, okay, for 3 minutes, whatever, 2 minutes, whatever. Okay, and then share some ideas. Okay, so that is another variation. All right, and then voting. How many of you agree with this? How many of you disagree? Okay, maybe. All right, and you have a response individually. They don't have to worry about what others are telling. Okay, and then ranking. Okay, for example, if those questions, you remember decision-making questions? What would you do if it were your child? Okay, would this child interrupt others? Do you remember those questions? Okay, which of those questions would you consider as most important? Put number 1 for that. And second question, which is the one? If there was a chance, that would be a ranking one. Are you with me? All right? So if things like, because different people may have their importance choice, and it's okay. There's no right or wrong answer for that. It's their choice. So whenever you have a chance for ranking, you can use. It's a very individualized engagement structure. All right. So these are wonderful for all students, and students with special needs can also engage like that. Okay. All right. And this is the one, differentiated instruction. It was in your vocabulary hunt. If you never heard about it, it's nothing very difficult. It's simply, oh, that's very hard to read. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. If it's a classroom, it's easy to read, but it's so far away. That's why. Okay. It's simply giving a variety of ways to present the content and the way that you present it, the process and the product. That means your expectations of the assignments. You may give choices of assignments. While somebody may write an essay as an assignment, a student with special need may talk to you about it orally, because that student may have difficulty in writing, dysgraphia. Okay, so it's okay to verbally or draw and show. So you're giving choices. That is what differentiated instruction is. So you don't need to force everyone to perform the same way. And you don't teach the same way every day. You change your methods. That's a process, okay? And content you may have to. Content is, for those who are gifted, for example, you may make the content a little more detailed. And those who have a slight mental retardation, you may make it simpler, remove the difficult vocabulary, and rewrite for them and print out for them so that they can read. So you may wonder, oh, isn't it so much work? Yes, it is work. But when you care and when you love somebody, you are ready to do it. You will do anything for somebody you love. It's love that makes you do that. Okay? Otherwise, it's work, extra work. Yeah. All right. But if you have help, it would be so much easier. That's where administrators come. They provide support for teachers who need help when there are students with special needs in the class. Okay? All right. And learning environment. Okay, it can, sometime you may have cooperative groups, sometime, okay, working alone, okay, and the environment may also have, okay, one beautiful, okay, designs in the classroom, okay, make it conducive, okay, so, and change, be flexible about the learning environment, okay, so that is differentiated instruction, okay, being flexible about everything that you do in the class. Okay, similar to that, which is a more modern idea, differentiated instruction is an older idea, but a modification of that is the universal design for learning. You see a cartoon there, you can't see it clearly. There is somebody shoveling the snow. The custodian is shoveling the snow on the steps for the typical students to enter. And there is another student who is in a wheelchair. And the ramp that takes the wheelchair is also full of snow. So the custodian is busy trying to rake the snow from the steps. But the student on the wheelchair is telling, if you only clear the snow from the ramp, okay, then all of us can go. Okay? You don't need to anymore worry about the steps. Because those who can walk the ramp also. And the one on the wheelchair can also go at the same time. So you are saving time. Don't worry about the steps anymore. Okay? Wow, that's a beautiful idea. And this idea of universal design for learning actually came from engineering. Engineering. You know, we have okay, escalators, revolving doors. These are meant for people, okay, who have problem, okay? Those who may have problem using the hand or leg or walking. But they are all useful for the typical people also. An escalator is helpful for everyone, right? And those who have difficulty climbing, older people, just stand there and it takes you, right? Okay, so if you are catering for those with special needs, even others can use the same facility. That is the idea. Are you with me? Beautiful idea. Okay, so doing a little extra for those with special need will also reward those who don't have problem. They will also enjoy the benefit. Okay, so engagement, the learning options. Okay, how they, okay, learning options to produce interest. How you teach. It should be interesting for those with special needs, and all others will enjoy it also, okay? Representation. Okay, representing the content. The lesson can be presented visually, it can be presented verbally, It can be presented through graphics. Who knows? Different ways of presenting so that somebody who cannot see very clearly, if you make it bigger and present, it will help everyone anyway. Okay, so that is what we are telling. Action and expression, how students show that they learn their assignments. You can have it differently, okay, just like differentiated instruction. But the term is called UDL. The difference between differentiated instruction and UDL is, in differentiated instruction, the teacher is the one who decides what to do, okay? But in UDL, the students will decide their options. Okay, I want to do like this. I want this choice, teacher. So they have a say. That's the main difference, okay? That I would say. But remember the idea of UDL. What is the full form? UDL, Universal Design for Learning. If you didn't know, now you know it, okay? This is a very nice concept for teachers to know. Give some choices for students. If they say, teacher, I want to act out and show. I want to make a poetry to show this assignment. You throw the option, what way you want to show it, okay? All right, so students choose their assignment modality. Okay, so this is good. All right, curricular adaptations, instructional adaptations, management adaptations, and environmental adaptations we can make. And remember, lecture is the worst thing that I'm doing right now. That is the worst way that children will learn. How much do they learn? 5%. Only 5%. That's why once in a while I'm asking you to talk to each other, and okay. Because if a teacher is only talking all the time, not much is learned. But look at that, the last one. Okay, I can't even see. What is it? Teaching or talking to each other. How much? 90%. That's so dark there. 90% retention they will have if they talk to each other and share. Wow, isn't that an encouragement for us to have interactive classes? Yes. Okay, even as you lecture, you may have to lecture still. You have to talk. There's no other way. But in between, let's have some interactions, okay? All right. Okay, I'm going to ask you now. All right, go to your 12 o'clock appointment and discuss what dusting of the cobweb is all about. Dusting of the cobweb. What did you understand by that? If you have to practice it tomorrow, in case if you have a class, what will you do to practice dusting of the cobweb? Okay, go to your 12 o'clock. I don't think we went there. Did we? Okay, go. Oh, maybe we went, but it's okay. Dusting of the cobweb. 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock.
Ikaw ulit. Alas 12 daw. Ikaw nga yun eh. Sa akin. Susulat ko yung ating pag-ano. Mamaya yun.
Dusting of the cobweb.
Apat tayo kanina po, di ba?
Wait lang ha.
Sige po.
Akin lang. Dusting of the cobweb. Hindi pa na-approve ang aking PSW.
Ha?
Hindi pa na-approve ang PSW.
Para saan?
Okay rin. Kasi na.
Kasi pa, sila, pabalik na.
Sama ka.
kids kasi, ang ibig sabihin nun, ay yung mga naging lesson before ay maalala para siyang review. Ngayon, ang tinatanong, yun na nga, yun ang ano ang paraan,
Yun na nga daw, sir.
ano ang paraan kung paano natin aalalahanin yung mga naging lesson before. Hindi agad, yan ang list na.
All right, I think you got the idea. Please come back. Please come back. Okay, are you done? Okay, let's see. Jim, are you here, Jim? Not feeling well, okay. Miriam? Miriam is here, no more? Miriam not here? How about Alpha? Oh, I'm catching all the people who are not here. Okay. Oh, I should. Oh, okay. That's I should not be looking like that. Len. Is Len here? Len. Oh, Len, yes. Okay, you are caught again. All right. Can you just describe what you discussed with your 12 o'clock appointee?
We have discussed that if it happened that the learner used to forget what they have learned before, so we have some activities like we're going to review or do such games that will help them to review what we have learned in the past. That's it, Ma'am.
All right. Well, I don't know if it's a game, it's an engagement activity. All right, they will first recollect on their own what they learned about that. There's a specific thing you're asking them, okay? And they will write down whatever they can remember without any help. And then what we do? Ask them to open. That's why it's called dusting of the cobweb, okay? Because when they open that notebook, woof, what a relief, okay? They can see so many things they forgot and they can remember, okay? But if they are very attentive, they would have already remembered. There's not much more to add, okay? It depends on how attentive they are, okay? And this will remind them to be attentive. Okay, next time if teacher asks anything like that, I will try to remember as much as possible. Okay, that's a good one, right? Okay, we are moving to the second last. Remember, 5 steps were there and we were looking at the third one. Now, fourth one is collaborate. Who do we collaborate with for inclusion? Oh, parents, students, and others. Others are like colleagues, okay, special education teachers, administrators, professionals such as medical doctors, sometimes physiotherapists. Yeah, there may be need for physiotherapists, speech therapists. Pardon? Occupational therapists, yeah. What is the difference between occupational therapist and is there a
Occupational therapists focus more on the self-help skills of the child. Self-help skills.
Self-help skills. I know also there are different kinds of physiotherapists. I mean, fine motor skills and large motor skill. I don't know what they are called. Okay, I forgot it. Because some children cannot hold the pen, even though they may be 7, 8 years old, they cannot hold a pen. So you need to train them in fine motor skills, the tip of the fingers and all. Okay, some are not able to use the large motor. Okay, throwing the ball and skipping. I used to help a girl called Amanda when I was at Andrews. She could not hop. Though she was 7 years old, she could not hop on one leg. Even, of course, now I can't hop because I'm old, okay. But Okay, I would ask her to hop and she could not. She had problem with coordination. Okay, and we practiced and practiced and practiced, and eventually she was able to do that. But along with that, she had problem focusing, terrible dyslexia. I helped her. She still had dyslexia, but she learned how to read by coping mechanisms. Yeah. And there are many specialized ways for helping with reading. All right. And multidisciplinary teams help we can get. Collaborate. This is the multidisciplinary team. G teacher, SC teacher, parents, psychologist, administrator, student, if applicable. If they are old enough and they're able to function, they can be part of the team that makes up the individualized education program. Others, medical doctors maybe, okay? All right. So these are some of them. And the last one, last step of inclusion process, monitor the progress. Okay, the action plan that you make can be reviewed from time to time. All right, how progress is made. Look at the portfolio, look at the progress of the student. And we want them to improve and transition from where they are to higher levels. Yeah. All right. So this is the beauty of inclusion. So what shall we do? That's a question that comes at the end of it all. What shall we do? Okay, let's read it together. Are we ready to do these? Okay, if you are ready to do these, let's read. I think, oops, sorry. Can you read that? It's big enough. Okay, let's go. What shall we do? Let's inculcate a positive attitude to inclusion and learn more about it. Second, let's use accommodations for those with special needs. Use a variety of teaching processes. Third, let's use appropriate assessment and monitoring procedures. All right, and let's be like this little Dennis the Menace, who has a friend who is a black guy. And what we adults will see is the color and the race. But here is Dennis coming and telling his mother, me and Jason are exactly the same age, only he's different. What is the difference? He's left-handed. Okay, that's such a minor difference. But we adults seem to see differences in very negative ways. But children don't see that. And may our eyes be like the eyes of children who don't see such terrible distinctions between human races. Okay? And that's why Jesus told, let's be like children. Even in inclusion. You see children hugging each other, whatever color or whatever. Don't you see that? But adults, they go only, okay, we mingle only with our own kind, okay? May we not be like that, okay? Let's have the eyes of the children around us and let them teach us. All right, so this is the one that, okay, the end of it all, and I hope you learned something about inclusion today. All right. And I want you to recollect one or two ideas that you will remember. Okay, it's a concept, just a word or two. And I have sticky notes here. Each table will get some sticky notes. I'd like you to write down what you will carry with you today. Yeah, just. Okay, and material managers, maybe just a half of, because you're not so many in each group. Can you cut it into maybe into three? Into three or something. Okay. All right. So that everyone can have something to write. And we are going to come and put it in the center here. Where is that paper? Oh, here. Is there somebody who can write nicely? Are you good at writing? What I learned. Can you write in the center here? Is there anyone who's good in writing? What I learned. What I learned. What I. Oh, what I learned. Here, here. What I learned. The center and just a cloud. And they will stick all the sticky notes. What I learned. Small one. Small one. Oh, nice. And then cloud like. Yes, nice. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you. Okay, something that you learned that you didn't know before about. Okay, and we are going to. Do we have a tape, scotch tape, ma'am? Where shall we stick? Is sticking allowed here? I don't know. Is there any place we can stick this? There? It's okay? You'll have to walk a long distance. Sorry. I was not thinking of that far. Sorry. But I think the walls we should not use. Okay, just stick around the brown paper. Not on the wall, just on the paper. On the paper. Okay. You can keep writing if something more comes to your mind. All right, are you done? All done? Okay, I like that to be brought here, sir. Okay. Oh, and those that are stuck on the wall, can we also bring those? What is that? Oh, that is something I thought somebody put there. Okay. Okay, I thought somebody by mistake put there. Okay. All right. We like you both to please read what you have there. And we like to listen. If something is repeated, no need to read again. Okay. Yeah, both of you can take turns.
Okay, what I learned: inclusion, style profile, verbal routines.
Diversity.
Baka pinili yung isa lang. Collaboration.
Access.
Compassion. Ala, hindi mabasa.
Sorry, may mata is malabo. I've learned that there are 4 variety of learning challenges. Each has to be, ano to? Ano to, ma'am?
Disabilities?
To be addressed.
Addressed in its own ways.
I learned that as educator, it's a must to provide opportunities and resources for every learner.
I like this one. Treat other with dignity regardless of their special needs.
Wow. Ito, sequential, random, learner, no distinction. Inclusivity should be wants, virtue, and policy.
Collaborate.
Ay, pili nga ako. Hala, hindi ko mabasa to. Ikaw, sir. Kaya mo to.
I learned that I don't understand.
Inclusive class will happen successfully through the collaboration of teachers, students, and parents.
Loving inclusively like Jesus.
Di mo pa nabasa to, no? Ay. Congruent, sequential, being organized, and ano to? Stable work. Stable ba yan?
Stable mind. Love is statement. Children. Ano to? Sabi niya, love these statements, children with autism, instead of autism children.
Autistic yata. Okay. Ano to? I learned that we need to modify some strategies to cater those students with special needs. Modify ba yan?
Ableism.
Perception, communication, accommodation.
Nasabi na yung verbal routine. People first language.
Ayun, inulit lang dito yon. Yung iba. Positive defiance. Ano ba yung isa? Ano to? People. Tapos na.
Welcome all.
I learned about the difference between ano to? UDL and UDI, okay.
DI is teacher directed, other one is student choice.
Next, Jesus is the exemplar of inclusion.
Extra points.
Wow. It sounds the same with this one. So it says, love like Jesus, include like Jesus. Wala na?
Ito, positive defiance.
Tapos na yan.
Expectations.
Expectations disappoint, so never set unrealistic ones. Ableism.
Thank you. That's a lot.
Okay.
I don't know how to read. Reporting na no?
If you forgot, if you forgot writing, tomorrow you have a chance, bring some writing material or computer. Keep these okay, recorded so you can access it, okay? All right, so we will wind up now. Do you have any questions? Any questions about inclusion, the process? You think the schools wherever we are, now of course this is specifically AUP schools, you think we can practice inclusion? Okay. What would be, I mean, what's the use of spending a whole day or 2 days and everything goes the same next time? What difference is going to happen? What difference will be found in your classroom? Think about it. Otherwise, it's a waste of time and energy and money. Money is also put into this. Okay? What will be the difference? Think about it. What will I do differently in inclusion? Very, very specific, okay, that you didn't do before. Everyone think about something you are going to share, that's why. If we don't think, we cannot get the idea. Okay? All right, I like a round robin now. Everyone share with your group mates what you will do differently next time in your class. That will show inclusion. Okay? Okay. Okay, everyone, please. Okay. If somebody wants to pass, it's okay, but give a chance. All right, almost done. All right, I like from each table a reporter who can summarize what you discussed. Okay, what are the action plans? Whatever stands out. Okay, please assign a reporter. Okay, all right. Can you have one spokesperson from each table? Okay, let's start with this table, very active table. Active table, okay. Who is the spokesperson?
Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. Dito na? Yeah. Actually, in our group, according to one of our members, this is only applicable to high school students because in her case is grade 1, so I don't think, I'm not sure if grade 1 can relate with this already. But the first thing that we're going to do to change so that there will be a change in my classroom or in our classroom is to determine the learning styles of our students. Okay, that's just one thing, but it will have a great effect if we know the learning styles of our students. We know what activities that suits them. Pero my question, there's a question, ma'am, from one of our members. Ano yan, ma'am? Yeah. One is resources. Ano yun? Resources daw? It's better if she would speak for herself.
We were thinking and we're thankful that AUP is providing us this kind of training so that we will be equipped with this so-called inclusive education. I was just wondering, what is the role of the school as they provide resources so that this individual, this learner, would appreciate it more, would learn more?
All right. For me personally, the best resource you can give from the school side is human resource. Okay, giving additional help for teachers, even if it is just, an assistant, a teacher assistant, the best would be a special ed teacher. Okay, I will tell you the story of Kavita Institute. I am so proud of that school. It's a private school, just like an Adventist school. Nothing, no money from government. And you see them, you go to the school. Every classroom has the main teacher and at least one SPED teacher. And that SPED teacher is shadowing the student with special need, mental retardation, autism. If there are 2 students, there will be 2 SPED teachers. Okay, and how do they get the money? Because SPED teachers have to be paid. How do they get the money? Okay, and most of them are average income, families, okay? Not rich. Can you guess how they make the money? Okay, each of those, child with autism and mental retardation, they have to pay double the fees. And most of them are from poorer families because they're already spending money for medicine. So, okay, they are not able to afford. How do they cater? How does the school accept them? You want to know? That's where we can all get ideas. Okay, they have what we call a recycling program called Wishcraft. Wishcraft. They make trash into cash. Trash into cash. And I am a donor every week. Okay, right now I just came, but for years, our family car was a trash car. The sense we would carry trash from IS all the cartons and the bottles and the broken equipment, and every week I would go there. And like that, every day, children are coming to school with bags of trash. I mean, recyclable trash, plastics and, okay. Rich children are coming to help their classmate who has mental retardation. Okay, teachers are coming with trash. There's a building there in the school for sorting out this trash, and they sell it to junk shops. Okay, and even people like me who are not connected to the school, we are helping. Banks and industries, they have papers, waste papers. They bring it to the school. Are you with me? And they get money. Even as a single person, I raised thousands of pesos for that school. And that helped children, okay, to have that fee for getting the special ed help. Okay? All right, so if there is a will, there is a way. We just need creativity, okay? And this is not just 1 year. For years, they're doing it. It's a sustainable project. In fact, I did a research on that. I published it also. If you go to Google, you can say, Wishcraft. Okay, so I can't even remember the title. It's a few years ago, okay. Making cash from trash or something. Okay, somebody can type and see. Okay, if you go to Google, you can find that article, and that's about the school, okay? All right, the best resource you can give is human resource. Or encourage parents who are not working, a mother who is not working, to volunteer time for the school, for attending to that student with ADHD, for example, walking around, cannot control, walking around, and the teacher alone, even if you're an angel, it's hard. Okay, you have to take care of the rest of the students and the student who's walking around all the time. How would you manage? Okay, where are you supposed to be? That's a good question. But it has limitation. How many times can you ask that question, right? Okay, but if there is another human being, okay, come on, let's sit down. Okay, that helps a lot. Okay, volunteers, but promote that during the parent-teacher conference. And okay, ask for help. So you don't need always money. It's just some creative ideas. I would say that, okay? All right. And provide furniture that can also accommodate for cooperative learning. There's no other way to effectively teach than cooperative learning. I'm telling you. Okay? That's UDL. It helps those with special needs as it helps all others. Okay? So if your furniture is fixed and okay, it's very difficult for teachers to practice cooperative learning. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, but we have other tables. Thank you for the question. Human resource is the most precious resource that administrators can provide. All right, which group wants to go next? Just very quickly, rapid fire. Rapid fire, as I tell my class. Which reporter is ready? Just half a minute, that's all. We need to end soon. Yeah. Okay.
So in our group, we discussed about being intentional when it comes to accommodating our students with special needs, because it's so easy to love students who are highly intellectual, but hard enough to love those who are highly challenged, so in many ways. So that is one thing that we would like to change for this school year.
Thank you. And if you have time tomorrow, I will tell you specifically for different, like those with mental retardation, how to accommodate. Those who are gifted, how to accommodate, okay? Some practical ideas I'll quickly share tomorrow, okay? All right, that's wonderful. But already you have some general ideas today. Teaching differently, one of them, yeah. This group, are you ready? Okay, thank you.
Okay, this might take long. Sorry about that. Okay, thank you, first of all, Dr. Prema and Dr. Sam, for sharing us many wonderful things about inclusion. Inclusion program has been an overdue proposal in this school, actually, Doc. From elementary, I believe, and from high school also, it has been a long ago overdue proposal, inclusive program in our basic education department. So for us, for me personally, my take is the big word equity. Right? Because Jesus practiced equity instead of equality. What's the difference? Equality means giving everyone what is supposed to be given, but equity, giving each one and assisting with tools, proper tools to each one who needs who needs differently. And we also propose, this is actually a affirmation and also a follow-up since our principals are here. Ma'am Sharon, Ma'am Janet, and Sir Jojo. How I wish and pray, hope and pray that someday soon we will have our inclusion program in our school. We actually can have it, but since we have to apply it for permit, but definitely we can practice it by principle. Definitely we can practice it by principle. And also if we want those principles that we have learned, accommodations, modifications, we really need resource materials, facilities. For example, the other insights that we learned, we need resource rooms. So we need those facilities because we cannot just bring the children outside the mango tree. We cannot do that. We need resource rooms and facilities that are equitable for the children with special needs. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. And resource room means we need extra teachers, right? All right. So it's all combined. Thank you so much. Thank you for this group. Okay, a hand. Okay, these are all beautiful ideas. Okay, which table next? Very quickly, very quickly. We need to have rapid fire, rapid fire. Okay, anybody, if you don't want to share, it's okay. But anyone? Ah, yes, thank you, sir.
My group mates forced me, ma'am, to speak. So we believe that in AUP we are practicing inclusion as much as we can. We are accepting students with disabilities. We have brought them into the mainstream, meaning children, students with disabilities are included in regular classrooms. We are also practicing, I believe, differentiated instruction, doing universal design with our lesson plans. We are trying to use individualized educational plan. And in our group, we have discussed that we will apply people first language. Yeah. We will not label students as disabled students, but students with disabilities. Autistic students, but students with autism. Okay, so that will be better. And also, we will apply, yung process questions or verbal routines, ma'am. Yeah, we can. Yes, madam. What are you doing? But ma'am, we also have second thoughts or maybe some suggestions. For example, if we will really adopt all this, like what Ma'am Yam mentioned, we need resources like facilities and other persons who can work with us. For example, a special education teacher whom we do not have in AUP Academy right now. Maybe also in the elementary. Sila Sir Joe, do you have a special ed teacher sa inyo? Mayroon. Okay, kami sa academy ay wala. We need that as well. And also, ma'am, I think it will also be useful if we will lessen the number of students per classroom so that our teachers, especially the advisors who are already burdened with academic responsibilities, will have more time to meet the special needs of our students. So this call for more administrative initiative.
Now you're causing more problem now for the administrators, right? Okay, all right. Yeah, while having a good size class is economically good, but for teachers, it's more challenging, no doubt. Okay, so provide support. Okay, that's only reasonable. All right, any last table who wishes to share? Final sharing? From this side, anyone? Any table? Or maybe it's similar to what is already heard. Maybe that's why. It's not that they did not discuss. Okay, it's similar. So this very important points are already out. Thank you very much. And remember, okay, in closing, I can't hold. So I have to shout. Okay, remember, love is the key. Okay? Love is the key. Okay, so when we love our students, it's easy for them to learn great. So we can okay, love and study. Okay, caring. Love is the key. Okay, and then combine, it will be a very happy environment. What is it?
Tapos, pag mahal mo sila, matututo sila. Happy learning environment. Ano yung pangalawang ano?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Prema and Dr. Som, for the very productive day today, and thank you to the participation, the active participation of our teachers with, teachers with, no, not disability, but with passion to improve, gifted teachers, okay, with passion to improve their teaching practices, especially for the coming school year. Okay, for some announcements, Mom Grace is still finishing the AAC meeting, so please be back tomorrow morning at 7:30 at COE, no, multipurpose room, not here anymore. Okay, so our devotional tomorrow will be led by the AUP Elementary. Okay, so I hope all of us will be there. Okay, so as we end, may I ask Sir James Densing to lead us in our closing prayer. Thank you.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, it is a joy to be here. Thank you very much, the Lord, for your goodness. God, we have learned something and we are asking you that you will help us, the Lord, put this in our minds and to do it, the Lord, in our classrooms, in our schools, wherever they are. Make us a blessing, the Lord, so that those students or fellow teachers, the Lord, will also see that we have the character of Christ as we be with them, mingle with them, stay with them, and be connected with each one. Thank you for your goodness, O God. In Jesus' name, amen.
Sir James or Sir. See you all. Okay, so take care. Have a nice